Where are you right now? There's no one in the room, and your jacket is missing. Did you go somewhere?
Oh, are you awake? I was going to say something to you, but since you were asleep, I just went out like that. Actually, it seems like my junior colleague got engaged, so we decided to go out for a celebratory drink.
Indeed. An engagement is joyful news, but do you understand your current situation? We're less than a week away from the due date for giving birth.
Ah, I see, you're right.
No, what I mean is that I want you to be at home. This is my first childbirth, and I feel really anxious, so I want you to be by my side as much as possible.
I understand what you want to say, but you don't need to worry or feel anxious. I was born 2 days before the due date. My brother was born 1 day before the due date, so it's still all right. Is it okay if I stay by your side around 3 days before the due date?
The due date is just a planned date, and it doesn't always go exactly as expected. There's a possibility that it could happen earlier, and there can be unexpected changes, you know.
But you're feeling fine now, right? Or are you feeling unwell? If you're feeling unwell, it's better to just keep resting.
I'm not feeling unwell at the moment, particularly.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't see any problem. Just because you're pregnant doesn't give you the right to restrict my freedom, right?
I'm not trying to restrict you at all. I'm simply expressing my current feelings to you and making a request. I can still understand if it's work-related. But if you're drinking and miss the timing, there's a possibility you won't be able to be present for the birth. It's the birth of our first child, and you're okay with not being able to witness that moment?
It's not like my presence at the birth has any significance, right?
At the very least, I can approach the birth with peace of mind.
Even if you say you'll feel at ease, it won't make a difference if I'm not there. As long as I can meet a healthy child, I'll be happy even if I'm not present. Moreover, I'll be late today due to celebrating with my junior colleague, so please rest first.
Are you being serious with your words right now? I'm having a very serious conversation with you. When a new life is being born, how we as parents welcome the baby is important, right? But for you, going out for a drink tonight seems more important. Aren't you worried about me? Not just the child?
I'm not worried about you. If your health is fine and you're healthy, what is there to worry about?
What if I go into labor or suddenly feel unwell? What would you do then?
Then you should go to the hospital right away. Even if I'm by your side, I can't do anything about your physical condition, right? If you're feeling unwell in the end, you should go to the hospital and rely on medical professionals. What's the problem with that?
But I'm experiencing the unknown with my first childbirth. Mentally, I'm feeling very unstable right now. Sometimes I can't help but worry about what would happen if these fetal movements stopped. It's a delicate time for me right now. You're becoming a first-time father too, aren't you? In that case, show more interest in me and the baby. Once the child is born, it will be difficult to have alone time as a couple, so I want us to spend time together.
If you want to be with someone so much, why don't you contact your parents? Your mother, being an experienced person in childbirth and raising children, would be suitable, wouldn't she? Anyway, right now, it's a priority for me to keep my commitments. Wouldn't you dislike it if the father of our unborn child couldn't keep time and promises?
Wait, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't want to be with just anyone. I want you to be by my side. While my mother is reliable, the father of our unborn baby is you alone. Let's think together about our future life with the child as parents.
Even if a child is born, it's not like we have to be glued together all the time, right? We are individuals before being parents. I want to prioritize my own life too. Well, I'm almost there, so I won't be able to respond anymore.
Wait a moment. The conversation isn't over yet. Please, let's face each other as a married couple and have a proper discussion. 2 hours later. Good evening. It's been a while. How you doing? Good evening. Thank you for reaching out. If I remember correctly, your due date is coming up soon, right? You remember well, that's correct. But something shocking happened today. What happened? If it's all right with you, please tell me about it. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Despite my husband knowing that I'm about to give birth soon, he told me today that he's going out for drinks with his junior colleague. He even said to me, "Are you trying to control me with your pregnancy?" I'm just about to give birth, and I wanted to talk about our future and have him by my side. How could he leave me in this condition and selfishly go out for drinks? What does he even think he's doing? I see. I understand now. You went through a tough time despite being pregnant. I'm sorry for venting my frustrations, even though you reached out to me. You're always so kind, and I just couldn't help but say it. Don't worry about that. If it's all right with you, I'm here to listen anytime. So the reason I contacted you this time is about Chris. What happened? Did my husband do something? Well, I ran into him earlier. He seemed terribly drunk and was being supported while walking. No way. I can't believe he would get so drunk and leave me behind. It seems like he still lacks a strong sense of becoming a father, doesn't he? There didn't seem to be any health issues. He was heavily intoxicated and needed support to walk. He was in such high spirits, laughing loudly, with about 4 other guys. They were discussing which place to go next, all excited. But since your delivery is approaching, I got worried and decided to contact you. Hearing your story, there's at least one positive thing. The fact that he was with a group of men means I don't have to worry about infidelity, right? But it's embarrassing to think that you saw him in that state. I don't intend to meddle in your marriage, but it's an important time, and I want him to be there with you, right? Exactly. It seems even the doctors at the hospital are concerned about him. They ask if I can count on his support during childbirth. But he always insists on doing things his own way, just like that. No matter how many times I talk to him, he keeps saying, being present for the birth isn't important. I can't believe he said that being present for the birth isn't important. But since he's going to be the father, I have a small hope that someday he might understand my feelings. Maybe he'll change once the baby is actually born. I sincerely hope that he changes for the sake of you and the baby. Thank you for reaching out, even though you're busy. It's a bit comforting to know the situation rather than waiting for his return. I'm glad I contacted you, if it makes you feel that way. Take care of yourself, because it's such an important time. Hearing your voice makes me really want to see you after such a long time. Oh, that's wonderful. If you're feeling well, how about meeting tomorrow or the day after? I know it's sudden. I'm totally in favor of that. He probably won't be home anyway. It's settled then. I'll contact you with the details later. 2 days later. Thank you for such a wonderful time today. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You always seem busy, yet you managed to gather everyone together. Everyone gladly cooperated for your sake. Are you trying to make me cry? Your words were the happiest and kindest recently, and they brought tears to my eyes. And to top it off, you even prepared an early baby gift for me. Thank you so much. It's fine. I'm glad it was a good break for you. The people who gathered today are all on your side, you know. Wait a moment. I'm sorry, I just received a sudden message from him. Oh, then please respond to him quickly. Thank you so much for today. No, thank you. I hope the message from him brings good news. 5 minutes later.
Hey, where are you right now? Reply to me quickly.
What? What's going on all of a sudden?
Why don't you answer the phone right away? When I woke up, you weren't at home, so I wondered where you went.
Wait, are you actually worried about me? Today my friends threw a party for me. It's a bit early, but I also received some baby shower gifts. It was a really enjoyable time. Since you came home drunk yesterday and were sound asleep this morning, I didn't want to wake you up, so I left the house. I'll be back soon, so don't worry.
Come to think of it, you mentioned something like that. I wanted to ask, where do we keep the stock beer?
We don't have stocked beer. You know.
Well, even if it's not beer, wine will do too. Anything alcoholic will do.
I keep telling you we don't have any alcohol at home. I'm pregnant, so there's no way I would buy alcohol. Besides, if someone saw a pregnant woman buying alcohol, what would they think?
Between the due date and all the rumors, you're always worrying. If someone asks about the alcohol, just say you bought it for your tired husband. Then everyone will say you're a wonderful wife who cares about her husband. It's just a simple matter that can be resolved with a few words. Why do you worry so much about what others think? Just add it to your usual shopping list at the nearby supermarket, that's all.
Your words make me sad. Fine, I'll buy it and bring it home. I'll stop by the supermarket on the way back and get it.
I'm glad you understand. For now, just one case will do for today.
Just one case? There's no way I can carry that around. Do you understand my situation? I am currently pregnant with your child. Understand that things are different now compared to before pregnancy.
What's with that tone? I do many things for you on a daily basis, so the least you could do is prepare some alcohol. Lately, it feels like you're using pregnancy as an excuse to get away with anything, and being overly dependent.
What are you saying? I can't believe it. Your words are turning all pregnant women against you right now. Maybe you don't know, but during pregnancy, I can't lift heavy objects. They even talked about not lifting heavy objects during pregnancy classes at the hospital.
That's just an early pregnancy precaution. We're almost at the point of giving birth, so it shouldn't matter anymore, right?
Even now, I'm in a state where I can't let my guard down. How can you casually ask for alcohol without considering that? Why are you always so selfish?
Why can't you show any concern for your husband? Just stay at home all the time. You're pregnant, so you don't want to buy alcohol, and I'm going to be a father, right? You're always making demands on me. You're constantly negating my freedom and things I enjoy. I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear any more lectures from you. I'll go buy the alcohol myself so you can go back home and sleep.
Then why didn't you just go buy it yourself from the beginning? Next day.
I'm going out for drinks tonight. You don't need to prepare dinner, so just take care of yourself at home and rest as much as you want.
Wait a minute. Didn't you go out and buy alcohol for the house?
I went and bought it properly yesterday. I even carried 2 cases, and it made my back hurt.
So you wanted me to do something that would hurt my back all by myself.
Oh, was that the case? But listen to this. The friend we had drinks with the other day invited me to a members-only bar this time. They said they have some rare drinks, so I thought it would be a nice change of pace.
So you're planning to leave me behind and to go drinking again?
Well, they invited me to a bar with drinks that I normally can't have. It's a special opportunity, and it would be a shame not to go.
I am well aware that you love alcohol and that it is your only hobby. I married you knowing that, including your love for alcohol. But that doesn't mean I ever expected you to completely disregard your pregnant wife. If you get drunk and can't be present for the birth, you will regret it for the rest of your life.
Oh, come on. Not that topic again. Thanks to you, the joyful mood we had just a moment ago has been completely ruined. Listen, attending the birth is just a fleeting moment in the grand scheme of life. Once we start living together with a child, we'll see each other every day. It's never too late to become a good father, right? Besides, whether or not I'm present at the birth, the child won't remember it.
I understand that you're taking childbirth and the child's birth lightly. Nevertheless, you are an important husband to me and the child's only father. I want to joyfully welcome this child's birth together with you. Is that a strange thing?
Yeah, you're always like the epitome of a perfect mother. Is this conversation over now? It's about time, so I'm ending the messages.
Which is more important to you, alcohol or our baby?
Obviously, it's our child. The child is more important to me than anything. It's incomparable to alcohol.
If that's true, then why is it so difficult for us to communicate?
But let me say one thing. I love our child, but my love for the child and the significance of being present at the birth are not the same. We have a misalignment in what we consider important, so there's no easy solution for this.
Just having you by my side is a source of support for me. It's really tough for me that you, the person I want to understand me the most, can't understand my feelings.
I can say the exact same words right back to you. Since you got pregnant, you've become even more worrisome. It's really troublesome for me.
That's terrible. You shouldn't say things like that. 1 hour later. Has the communication stopped since then? Are you okay? Ah, I see. You're having a fun time drinking. Never mind. Even if you can't be present for the birth, you won't regret it. 6 days later, after giving birth. Where are you right now? Are you still at the bar having a fun time drinking and getting drunk? Actually, do you know where I am right now? You probably have no interest in us, so you wouldn't know, right? We're currently at the hospital. The baby was born safely. You always said that being present wasn't important, so in the end, I gave birth alone. When I told my friends and relatives about the birth, they all came to celebrate. I received many congratulations, but at that time, everyone asked the same question. Where's the dad? They said. I tried contacting you several times, but you didn't respond at all.
Huh? The baby has already been born? These past 2 days, I feel like I haven't been remembering many things. Congratulations on the delivery. It must have been tough for you. Well done.
It's easy for you to say well done, as if it's someone else's matter.
By the way, the baby was born 2 days later than the due date, right? And I suppose everything went well, even without me being there. So everything happened just as I said, didn't it?
Are you seriously saying that? Watching other pregnant women holding hands with their partners as they headed to the delivery room, I realized how miserable I was. My parents hugged me, but in the end, I went to the delivery table alone. Well, you, who haven't experienced childbirth or pregnancy, wouldn't understand these feelings, right?
Even though the baby was born safely, are you going to bring up the past again?
It's not the past.
But it's a great thing that I found out about the baby's birth now. I'm currently at a bar having drinks with my friends. Since the due date passed and the baby hadn't been born, I thought everything was fine. When I told them about the birth, My friends said they would treat me to some rare and expensive drinks. We're having a party tonight. You're not here, but I'll raise a glass on your behalf. To you and our newborn baby. This vacation must be a congratulatory gift from the company for the birth.
Even though you were granted time off from work, all you did was drink alcohol. You say that the child is most important, but in the end, all that mattered to you was alcohol. I've given up on expecting anything from you. Please enjoy drinking as much as you want with your caring friends. And don't bother coming to see the baby any more.
Don't talk to me like that. I see. You're sulking just because you didn't get attention. But rest assured, once I sober up, I'll go straight to the hospital to meet the baby.
That's why I'm telling you not to come.
What do you mean?
I mean, don't come to the hospital.
Why do I need your permission to meet my own child? I am the father of the child sleeping next to you. Don't you understand there are right things and wrong things to say?
Why are you bringing this up now? How many times have you hurt me without understanding what's right or wrong to say to me? It's infuriating how you can casually say, I'm the father. What have you done as a husband and a father until now? You've been ignoring my words and doing nothing but drinking, haven't you?
That's why I'm telling you not to keep bringing up the past. Once the child is born, I won't be able to go out for drinks as freely, so let me enjoy it until then.
But I don't think anything would have changed even if the child was born. Hey, where do you think I am right now?
Are you joking? You just said earlier that you gave birth and you're at the hospital, didn't you?
Despite drinking, you seem surprisingly sober today.
Are you making fun of me all this time?
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just exasperated. By the way, your parents are also deeply concerned about your words and actions up until now.
Wait a minute. My parents, too? You mean my father is also here, not just your parents?
Well, yes. It's the first grandchild for both our families, you know. Unlike you, they seemed excited even before the baby was born. Your parents came to support me around the same time as my parents did.
I've had enough to drink. Wait for me. I'll go to the hospital right now. It's strange that I, the father, am not there when both our parents are.
Those exact words were said by your parents when I was heading to the delivery room. They were wondering why they arrived first at a time like this and you weren't there. They apologized to me multiple times while seeing other pregnant couples supporting each other as husband and wife during childbirth, making me feel miserable. I was able to approach childbirth alone because I was embraced by both my parents and your parents. It was an event that made me realize once again how wonderful your parents are.
So, how did you explain it to our parents? You told them that I had an unavoidable work commitment for the sake of our family, right?
Why do I need to lie? You said you wouldn't regret not being present at the birth. So I honestly told them exactly as it is. I have taken paid leave and time off from work to prepare for my childbirth. He believes that being present at the birth is not important, so he's probably drinking alcohol right now.
How dare you say those things so boldly? What grudge do you have against me? You lack love and compassion for your husband. My dad used to be a police officer, so he despises dishonesty, especially when it comes to alcohol.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. So you don't drink in front of your father, right?
I'll go there right now and clear up the misunderstanding.
I forgot to mention, but your parents have been reading all our message exchanges so far.
What did you say? From where are they reading our messages?
I think they've been reading almost everything since I got pregnant. Like when you said being present at the birth wasn't important, or when you refused to carry alcohol for the sake of your wife due to my pregnancy.
I was drunk at that time. It was just a little joke. There's no way I seriously meant it, right?
That was a joke to you? If that was a joke, then you really need to reflect on yourself. By the way, when I said not to come, it's not just me. But your father-in-law also said the same thing.
What did you do? Why are you showing private messages between us?
It doesn't bother me if they see it, so I wanted them to know. Your parents seemed really worried about where you went.
But why would you do something that I hate the most?
Oh, it seems your father has something he wants to say to you. I'll send you his words exactly as they are.
Wait a minute. Chris, where are you? Leaving behind your precious wife and a newborn child like this. I can't believe you're out drinking instead of being present on such an important day. We've had numerous discussions about your drinking habits, but it seems it wasn't enough. And on top of that, you're hurling abusive remarks at your own beloved wife. You claim that being present at the birth isn't important to your life. Your mother and I are deeply disappointed in you. Yet you have the audacity to proudly call yourself a father. Don't you dare come to the hospital in a drunken state, talking about your own child. Remember what will happen if you dare touch our precious grandchild while reeking of alcohol. Dad is definitely angry, isn't he?
I just relayed the message exactly as your father conveyed it to me. Whether he's angry or not depends on your perception, I suppose. Right now, your father is sitting next to me, letting out deep sighs, and your mother has her head in her hands. That's clearly anger. And there's an additional message from your father to you. If you want to go to the hospital, your first step should be to visit your parents' house. It seems that your parents want to have a serious talk with you about the alcohol issue. Oh, and if you haven't talked to your father and mother-in-law, they won't let you into the house either, so be prepared for that. I've decided to spend some time at my parents' house for now. Thereafter.
I'm at the supermarket now. Is there anything else besides milk that we need?
Thank you for asking. Could you buy some spare diapers?
I was just thinking it's about time we needed them. They're on sale now, so I'll buy them on my way back.
Thank you. That'll be a big help.
Do we need cooking sake or anything else? It's not that I want to drink, it's just that I want it for seasoning the food.
I'm still breastfeeding, so I prefer not to use any alcohol-based condiments, just to be on the safe side.
I see.
Oh, do you have something you want to cook with cooking sake?
No, it's nothing like that. I'll be home in a little while.
Take care. 5 minutes later. Hi, it's been a while. How have you been? How's parenting going? I'm glad you reached out. Thanks to you, my child is growing bigger every day. The gifts she prepared before birth are also playing a big role every day. I bet the baby has grown even bigger since I last visited. I want to see the baby too. Sleeping well helps them grow big. Even now, they're peacefully sleeping, stretching their arms and legs wide. It's said that a sleeping child grows well. That's reliable. By the way, how is he doing since then? I hope I'm not causing you any trouble by mentioning wanting to go out for a drink, because I've been stressed since the baby was born. Every time I pass by the place where we had that encounter, I remember the scene from that day. I'm really sorry for surprising you that time. Actually, after the childbirth, it seems he got scolded a lot by his parents at their home. His parents? Wow, he was summoned, huh? It seems his father is a strict person, and he's the only one my husband can't stand up to. No way you're going to the hospital drunk. First come to our home. They summoned him. His mother gave him a sermon while crying, and his father apparently hit him several times with his fists. It seems they berated him quite severely, saying it wasn't nearly enough considering they were thinking of me during my pregnancy. He came back trembling. I had a strong image of him drinking and making a fuss, but his parents are sincere people, aren't they? Thanks to his parents, I also found relief. After that, both he and his parents apologized profusely to me, and we made a promise that from now on, families come first. So far, he has been putting family first. That's wonderful. Also, his parents have ordered him to quit drinking. It can be a good remedy, but it's tough for him, isn't it? At first, he was desperately saying,
Even just once a week?
but when I told him that we couldn't live together if he couldn't quit drinking, he gave up. Well, considering his words and actions before the birth, it's only natural.
It's his own doing.
He often asks if I can use cooking sake or something to somehow get alcohol. Acting like he's considerate, but deep down, he just wants to drink himself. Right now, based on a suggestion from his parents, we've decided that the amount of money he used to spend on alcohol each month will be saved in an account for our child. So he can't indulge in gambling or develop any new addictive hobbies. That's a great idea that doesn't hurt anyone. He's really trying his best now, and he's become a good dad for our child. I'd love to say that same for myself. I miss seeing you too, and I'd love to come visit again. Of course, you're always welcome anytime. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
Hi, Natalie. Are you still mad at me? I think it's natural for you to be angry, but let's talk as friends if you're not too upset with me. I want you to hear me out. Are you joking? How can you say such a thing? How can you be so shameless? How can you say that knowing what you've done? Nell, we will never talk again. Don't ever talk to me. You look like you don't even remember what you did to me. If you have no idea what you've done, now you listen. You cheated on me with my fiancé. Do you remember now? You contacted me like nothing happened. Something is wrong with you. You cheated with your friend's fiancé, and you're still trying to be friends? What a shame. Ah, I see. So you can do things like this without hesitation because you're not normal. Wait! Please calm down, Natalie. No, I didn't mean it. Please, just listen to me. Well then, what did you mean? I didn't do anything wrong. It was him who first approached me. Paul did? Yes, he wanted to talk to you and ended up grumbling, so I'm not the one at fault here. I was completely deceived by Paul. He told me all sorts of things and made me think you're the bad one. I was listening to Paul's story and I couldn't help but feel sorry for him. It looked like it was difficult for him to be with you, Natalie. He said he felt lonely since you were too busy with the preparation for the wedding. The wedding is important, he gets it, but he wants you to spend more time with him. You spend months just choosing a dress, you know? He also said you always look at dress magazines and don't pay attention to him, and it makes him sad. If it takes that much time just to choose a dress, then when it comes to choosing a venue and deciding on the hall, it feels like it will take forever. During that time, he'll be completely neglected, you know. If you hear a story like that, don't you feel sorry for him? What? He said that to you? I can't believe it. Are you lying? I don't want to believe anything you say anymore. Natalie, please believe me. I'm telling you the truth. I felt bad and kept his company. Then his tone changed and we started to contact each other more and more. Eventually, our conversation didn't stop with just you and Paul, and we started to talk about me and Paul. Paul began to say more kind words to me too, but I tried not to waver in my feelings because I knew Paul had you. But little by little, Paul started to express his feelings to me indirectly. He flirted with me, and then we crossed the line. No way. Him and I are very close to our wedding. How could you do such a thing? The more I hear your story, the more I feel angry. And you are giving me excuses, but you can't say anything about that. I don't really care how you guys started at all. I'm very sorry. I wasn't thinking right. I regretted that I let him make a pass at me, and I told him I'd not see him again. I really won't see or contact Paul from now on, so please forgive me. Can't you believe my words this time? I'm apologizing so much, so please forgive me. After all, we're best friends, right? But you are responsible for making him feel that way. People get prenuptial doubts. You might have been very busy with preparations, but I'm sure Paul had a lot to think about too, right? Don't you think it sucks to let him have any sort of doubts? You need to take care of your SO. Marriage is an event for two people. Weren't you the one caught up in your feelings, right? I understand marriage is a dream event for women, and there are many things you want to do, but I think you shouldn't forget about Paul's feelings while getting too excited about it. Hey, you're judging me after you had an affair with him? You don't feel bad, do you? You're not apologizing, you're preaching to me. Besides, I consulted with Paul about the wedding hall and even the dress, but he didn't listen to anything I had to say and just told me to handle everything on my own. He wasn't cooperative at all. I wanted to decide so many things with Paul. I felt very lonely too. You haven't felt bad at all, and you're blaming me without even knowing my feelings. I do. I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't sleep at night, fearing when this would come to light. I was very nervous, and it was hard for me, and it made me go deeper with him. If you were so insecure, you wouldn't repeatedly cheat on me. It's nonsense to feel anxious and miserable and then deepen your relationship. You're just making excuses and enjoying yourselves together. I was too busy to sleep. He let me take care of all wedding preparation. Then he's been cheating with women at bars? He could have done better by helping me with the preparation. You should have told me his grumbling, and then I could have done it differently. You two have no right to say that this is hard. I am the one who suffers the most. On top of that, Paul even lied to you and said I wasn't paying attention to him. My best friend is so anxious about getting caught cheating that she can't even sleep, yet she deepens her relationship with Paul. How much more are you and Paul gonna hurt me? I'm terribly sorry, Natalie. But don't worry, I won't ever see him again. We can still be friends. I was just fooled by Paul too. I was also suffering every day because I couldn't tell you the truth. I was a mess, but now I see things clearly. My friendship with you is more important than Paul. I want to go out and do things with you like before and have you listen to my troubles. Do you realize that you're only saying things that are convenient for you? It's crazy how you can talk so selfishly. How dare you say that after you stole my fiancé? Very selfish to say that we can be friends again. Have you ever considered my feelings now? You always talk about yourself. I don't have any sense of remorse in what you say. When I heard your excuses, it made me feel even worse. Why would you say something so horrible? I'm apologizing this much. Why don't you forgive me? You're like a monster, Natalie, for not forgiving me, even though I've apologized so many times. Are you kidding? I won't forgive you, and we're done. Goodbye. Okay, that's how you speak to me? Well then, let's see what will happen to your dad. Don't you know my father gives me anything I ask him for? I have a dinner date with him tonight. What if I ask my dad to fire him? He's got nothing to do with this. This is between you and me. You threaten us just because he works at your dad's company. That's unfair. Besides, he's going through a really important time right now, working late every day, and it's tough on him. I threatened you? I didn't mean it, but if I did, I'm sorry. I don't like saying that kind of stuff. You're my BFF, but it's a fact that your dad works at my dad's company. I don't want him to think ill of your dad. So, you get what I mean, don't you? Well, but he won't do anything strange for revenge. Neither me nor my dad are those kinds of people. Anyway, I won't see Paul again. I believe we can be friends again. You should make the right decision when I talk to you next time. See ya. After 3 months. Hi, Natalie. I have something important to talk about. Something important? Is it about our broken friendship? Oh, well, actually, it's more important than that. What is it then? I'm pregnant now. I just learned it last week. Congrats. I didn't know you found the one. Don't waste your time to talk to me. You have your partner. Actually, the father is Paul, your former partner. What? What's going on? And you said my former partner. Since I'm carrying Paul's baby, I should be the one to marry him, right? Please make a change to the wedding. I will be the bride. I don't understand. I'm confused. Are you telling me you have a baby with Paul and changing our wedding? Is it because you're trying to get back at me? I just went out to dinner with him yesterday. To begin with, didn't you end your relationship? Paul seemed normal at yesterday's dinner. He didn't look like he was still involved with you. Were you two lying to me again? No, we weren't lying to you. Paul forced me. I told him to end the relationship because I wanted to be friends with you. Don't you remember you scolded me severely before? At that time, I was truly remorseful. I didn't want to be scolded like that again. And I really wanted to go back to being friends with you. But he didn't listen, so I had no choice. It's hard to say no when someone is showing you so much affection, isn't it? It was difficult to refuse, but I talked it over with Paul many times. I tried to convince him, but he was very persuasive. I heard you were really angry at Paul that day. He called me that night. He said he was tired since you were always mad. Men want comfort at the end. I understand why you would be angry, but Paul is someone who gets lonely easily, so you need to be kind to him. Stop, stupid. He cheated on me and didn't apologize. You would be mad too. And calling you that same night, something was wrong with Paul. It seems like Paul hasn't learned his lesson at all. You and Paul are both terrible people who live only for your desires without any sense of reason or morality. And of course, his parents will be surprised with a new bride. What do you plan to do about that? Not really. They understand. You've met them? Wait, I'm getting even more confused. Uh-huh, they own a company, right? Yes, of course, I'm his fiancé. Actually, their company is one of the clients of my parents. They have many businesses and are very close. Is that so? That's how you met him. Even so, it's not right for Paul's parents to move forward with the plans without saying anything to me. His parents are very happy to have good connections with my parents. They treat me as their own daughter. My parents are also happy to have an heir. It seems like Paul's parents would be happier if I was the one marrying into their family rather than you. I feel loved by him, welcomed by his parents, and we have a baby on the way. I'm very happy. No way, they didn't say anything at all. Why wouldn't he say anything about such an important matter? I feel like such a fool. Maybe it's pity to tell you. My parents don't know that he was your fiancé, but you don't have to know everything, don't you agree? So I don't plan on ever telling my mom and dad that Paul was your fiancé. Don't you think both my parents would be happier if they never knew? So, is this all clear? You're the only one who sucks. Everyone will be happier. I'm sorry, but Paul and I are already happy. This is a so-called happy ending? Give me a break. Don't make a fool of me. I can't believe his parents. They betrayed me for their benefit. Making fun of me as a family? I feel bad to steal your fiancé. My bad, but you'll forgive your friend, right? But you know, it's natural for people's feelings to change, right? Paul and I were destined to be together. It was just a matter of meeting in a different order. So please, don't blame Paul. Friends? Yeah, you found the perfect man for me. Saves me time. Enough. What about my life? That is not a friendship. I could have had the best life by marrying Paul. I don't ever want to see you again. I don't want to see Paul or his parents or even you. I can't trust anyone anymore. What are you saying? We're BFFs. Best friends forever? Oh, you know what? You'll be babysitting my baby. The child of Paul, whom you once loved, and the child of your best friend. If I have to ask somebody, I think Natalie would be the best choice to take care of our baby. So you need to learn cooking as well. You're good at that kind of thing, aren't you? I believe you can handle it better than me. Besides, I want to have dinner dates with Paul even after the baby is born. Stop it, I'm not your servant. That's enough. I can't stand my life with you around. Please leave me alone. You've messed up my life so much, so please grant me this last request. Oh, well then, let's just see what happens to your dad. His fate depends on me. It'll take me just a word to let him go. This is unfair. You know I can't say anything against it. Nell, you're like a devilish woman. To be able to do such horrible things, you're not even human. I can't bear with the terrible things you're doing to me, but please don't involve my father in this. What can I do? If you want to hold a grudge, blame your dad. All right, let's start with the wedding preparation. You pick up the best wedding dress for me and the venue. Huh? Are you really planning to ask me for a favor at this point? I'm so confused. I still can't keep up with all this. I've been doing it. The dress is fitted for me. It would cause trouble to the wedding hall. That place, it's a shabby chapel for my wedding. Somewhere fancy, please. And change the dress, too. Oh, and you should seat yourself in the front row. What? Why? I want you to take in the moment of my happiness. I can't wait for my wedding. It'll be the best moment of my life. You must be kidding. Why do I have to help to make you happy? You stole my fiancé. I was holding back for my dad, but I can't take it anymore. I feel bad for my dad, but I'm done with you, bitch. Bitch? I've never ever thought of you as a friend. I've always wanted to be free. You don't deserve a wedding. Go to hell. I hope Paul and his parents get what they deserve. Trying to be happy by taking away someone else's life, God won't forgive that. You crossed the line. I can't forgive you, Natalie. Your dad will be fired. He has a job because we were friends. Did you think that useless middle-aged man could get another job? I will ask my dad to fire your father tonight. Suffer like the poor. How can you say that my dad is useless? He's your dad, stupid Natalie. Why would he be any different? Look at you. You just lost your fiancé. I don't care about me, but he isn't useless. You better ask your parents or you'll regret it for life. Nonsense. You'll live your life as a loser, regretting your decision. After 2 months. Ah, Natalie, it's been a while. How are you? Nell, how can you talk to me? Didn't I tell you to leave me alone? I don't even want to see your name anymore. My dad left the company, so I've no reason to listen to you. Don't tell me you care about me. We are good, don't worry, so it's okay for you not to contact me anymore. That's good. I'm happy to hear that, my best friend. So, how will you threaten me now? What do you mean? I haven't done anything like that until now. I didn't mean to force you to do anything, really. No matter what you think, I believe we're besties. No one harms their best friends. There have been misunderstandings until now, but even then, we're still best friends, right? But ones that can steal their BFF's fiancé? Well, I apologized about it. Also, all the unreasonable things I've told you. I won't make any more excuses, so please talk to your dad. Talk to him. About what? To come back. You wanted him to be fired, and now you want him back? I'm listening. What made you change your mind? I didn't do anything. He quit all of a sudden, before I asked my parents. Oh yeah? Why is that? I'm the one asking. I didn't tell my dad, expecting you to apologize. Did you have something to do with this, Natalie? I didn't do anything. It's terrible you'd suspect me like that. You said he had a job because we were friends. Isn't it good for the company? I don't understand why you would want him back. You were right. Your dad is elite. I had no idea that your dad was so crucial for the company. You realized too late, though. Your dad was in a very important position in the company. I didn't know, but it's a mess since he resigned. He got the job at one of our competitors, and what's worse, many great employees are leaving. Total mess. Oh, my condolences. I told you right, my father is going through a very important time at work and has been working very late. He's been going out to dinner with important clients at night and receiving calls from various people, so every day seems hectic for him. It's very tough on my dad because your dad was that talented person. There's more. For some reason, we lost our clients to our competitors. We're losing money. Last month was a total loss, and we may go bankrupt at this rate. Huh? I had nothing to do with it. You've threatened me talking about the company, but you never knew about my dad. You always only care about yourself, so it's no wonder. Well, it's just difficult for me. I'll tell you what, my dad was working for the company because of his capability, nothing to do with me and you. The reason why I've obeyed your bullshit was because I knew your dad can spoil you. If he was let go because of me, it would look like all his effort was gone, and I can't stand it. Honestly, others appreciate his capability. Who cares? What I'm asking you is to convince him. If you won't, then I'll be in trouble. If you did nothing like you said, how come you'll be in trouble? I wonder. Don't lie. My dad is mad at me. Your dad resigned because I was mean to you. I saw him get so angry for the first time. He told me to apologize and get your forgiveness. Natalie, you did something. Busted. Yeah, I told him. I knew it. You have no idea what you did. Did I tell you I'm not going to tell my mom and dad about Paul and your relationship? It was your own decision, right? I just told him what you said, that you were trying to let him go. He was very mad and took action. He didn't move to a competitor by chance. They've been offering him a position. Actually, the person my father was having dinner with was someone from a rival company, and he considers my dad important. But he stayed because we were friends. Now, once he heard you, why should he stay? So he accepted their offer. He explained the reason of resignation. He said he was asked to stay, but people left of their own free will to follow him. They used to call my dad's cell phone all the time. People who admire my father want to quit their jobs and follow him. My dad convinced them to stay in their current company, but they still ended up following him. He didn't ask them to follow, so what can he do? What can he do, you say? Don't be irresponsible. At the end of the day, my dad will get rid of me. I can't live without him. I'm gonna have a baby soon. What should I do? You've been spoiled. Stand on your own feet. You have Paul, even if you lose your dad. His parents own a company, so isn't everything good? You're loved by Paul, and you have a baby in your belly, so you must be happy, right? If you are that happy, you can live without your father's support. So I thought. Then his parents tried to start a business with our competitor. Your dad rejected it. Now my dad knows them and cut them off. So they lost clients. If they can't find a big client before the end of the year, surely they'll go bankrupt. I didn't know your father had so much power. Why didn't you tell me about your father? Holy moly. Sounds like you're the loser, not me. You are the one that judged my father based on your own assumptions. Oh, come on. Paul broke our engagement for the wedding. How come I'm responsible for the cancellation fee? Well, it was under your name, and you canceled it. Blame Paul if you need to. I did. His family told me that meeting with me was the worst thing in their lives. That family is just terrible. I don't want him. You can have him. So please, Natalie, forgive me. I'll tell you what. Paul kind of told me the same. What? He said he was over with you and wanted to start over with me. He was fooled by you, he said. But his story was completely different from your story. He said you liked Paul even before I started dating him. You fell in love with Paul at the university festival, right? But Paul didn't know about you and started dating me. You had been harboring a crush on Paul all along. You two are truly selfish. Look at you now. I have zero intention of getting back with him. You'll never get our forgiveness. I finally freed myself from you both and decided to face my own feelings. So I don't want to talk to you or Paul anymore from now on. Tell this to your dad, please. Wait, we are besties. We've been friends for over 10 years, but you still betray me? You betrayed me first, Nell, as I already told you. I've never ever thought of you as a friend. I've hated you. I always felt like I was being treated like a slave. I was finally starting to calm down and distance myself from you now. Then you contacted me again. It made me feel really bad. I'm so sorry. I regret everything. I mean it. So please, at this rate, I have to raise my baby just by myself, with no money and no place to live. My baby is innocent, so just help, please. Sure, your baby is innocent, but no. You just tried to use your baby in negotiation. Why would I help such a person? You always put yourself first no matter how much I talk. Why don't you try to make an effort to solve this on your own? This is the only advice I can give you in the end. Goodbye. You shall regret this for the rest of your life. Thereafter. Nell's dad's company lost many great workers and soon went bankrupt. So did Paul's parents' company. I feel pity for Nell's dad, but he was not respectful at the end. Nell should have realized how significant my father's influence was. Paul's parents suffer the consequences. I heard Paul works night and day in order to pay back the debt. I guess it's good for him to keep himself busy. Nell lost both her dad and Paul. Looks like she's doing her best to live in an old, tiny apartment. She's been very dependent without any skills, so she lives paycheck to paycheck. She's very nervous about being a single mother and keeps texting me, but I never reply. I don't block her contact because I care for her baby. If she really changes, I may help them. Oh, I was not ready for the whole relationship thing, but I finally moved forward after meeting a guy my dad introduced me to. He's very honest and kind, and I'm very happy to be with him. I'm seriously considering a future with him now. For the first time in my life, I enjoy my life calmly, not being afraid of Nell's intervention.
Where are you now? What's up? What's wrong? I was wondering how you're doing right now. Are you staying over at my house tonight? Why the sudden question? That's strange. I won't be staying at your place tonight. It's my last night as a single woman, after all. I was thinking of staying at my parents' house, if I do stay over somewhere. They also said they wanted to see me. If you're staying at your parents' house, I feel relieved. Your mother contacted me a little while ago. My mom contacted you? I was worried about you because you hadn't come home, so I was wondering if you were going to stay at my place overnight. I've really been worried about you. I'll be home soon, so don't worry. I think my parents are being just a bit sensitive, so please don't worry about it. I might have just forgotten to let them know that I was staying over at your place tonight. It's not just your parents. I'm worried about you, too. You do realize what's happening tomorrow, right? What are you doing right now? I'm enjoying some drinks because it's my last night as a single woman. Are you still drinking at this hour? Who are you with? I'm worried now that I know you're out drinking. You're exaggerating. My coworkers are throwing a celebration for me, so don't worry. You didn't have to go out today. Where are you drinking? You've been here before, right? It's a bar near my workplace. Oh, that place. It's a bit far from your parents' house. Can you get back home safely? What? Don't you trust me? I'll be fine. I'll be back in no time. You've said that before and ended up coming back in the morning, haven't you? That's in the past. Well, it wasn't just once. I'm worried. Ugh, don't treat me like a child. At least children don't stay out all night, so that's a little better. Hey, don't say anything more that's negative. Tonight is my last night as a single woman, you know. Everyone is celebrating for me, so let me have fun and enjoy my drinks. Besides, I plan to go home early tonight. I want you to trust me. If you put it that way, I'll trust you. Tomorrow is an important day, so I'm just being cautious. I'm glad you trust me. Things are really exciting here right now, so I'll fill you in later. All right, then. Talk to you later. Make sure to contact me once you get home. Of course, I'll contact you. Please, trust me. The next morning. It's already 5 in the morning. Have you made it home safely since I haven't heard from you? I hope you're not still out drinking, right? Today is an important day for us. Please let me know when you see this message. I'm worried about you. 2 hours later. Are you just sleeping? If that's the case, it's okay. But I'm worried that I can't reach you. I'm worried that you might have passed out somewhere. Please reply to my message if you see it. I was worried because I couldn't reach you, so I contacted your parents. You didn't go back to your parents' house last night after all. They told me they had received a message late at night that you would be staying at my house last night. They were surprised to know that you didn't come to my house after I contacted them. Where are you now? You've lied to me. Please, give me a reply. Your parents are worried that you might have passed out somewhere. Please contact me as soon as you see this message. 2 hours later. Hey, what's going on? I was surprised by all the messages and calls this morning. I felt scared from all this since this morning. Are you crazy for doing all this? Hey, are you kidding me? What's going on? Do you have to contact me this much? Don't you remember what day this is today? I have no idea what you're talking about. You've been acting weird all day. Let's just have fun. You're so angry. I'll ask you again. What day is today? I already told you what day it is. Are you still drunk? I'm not drunk, but yesterday was such a fun night. It was like being in a dream. The whole place was decorated and I was the star. I felt like a princess. I hate to interrupt your dream, but I have to say something. Today was supposed to be a special day. Today was our wedding day. Oh, it was our wedding day. I didn't realize. I don't know who's getting married, but congratulations to them. Hey, are you serious? This is not a joke. Seriously, stop saying things that don't make sense. Anyway, listen to me. My story is more interesting. My colleagues splurged on amazing drinks last night. Everyone treated me like a princess, and the drinks were so good, so I ended up drinking too much. That's why I don't really remember much about last night. It was like I was dreaming, and then I realized, guess where I was? In an unknown capsule hotel. I don't even remember how I checked in, but I woke up in a bed this morning. See, it's funny. Human instincts are amazing, aren't they? Are you done talking about being drunk? You seem to have so much fun that you even forgot about me and our parents. You've been unbearable since earlier today. You have a bad habit of talking about the past like that. I believed in your words from yesterday. I was worried you might have passed out somewhere, so I couldn't set down my phone. Now I'm disgusted with myself and angry more than anything. Are you done preaching? What? You ruined my good mood for nothing. I didn't contact you to hear you lecture me. I replied to your persistent messages even though I'm still not sober. You should treat people around you with more respect. Hey, do you even realize what you're saying? You're incredibly rude. The only way to forget unpleasant things is to go back to sleep. Wait a minute. Are you serious about going to sleep now? Well, I'm sleepy. There's nothing more important than sleep right now. Good night. Please, cool down while I'm sleeping. Wait a minute. This is our wedding day. Do you even know what you're saying right now? That's why I'll say it again. I'm sleepy. I was feeling so good until I was awakened by a ton of scary messages. This is not a time to joke around. Do you even know what time it is right now? Good night, and don't call or message me so much to wake me up like that again, okay? I don't even care anymore about what happened. 1 hour later. Good morning. I'm finally starting to feel clear-headed. Where do you think I was when I woke up? I was in a capsule hotel I had never seen before. Oh, good morning. You seem to be in a good mood after sleeping in twice. Last night was amazing. It's like there really are dreamlike scenes. Oh, did I tell you this story already? I feel like we talked about what day it was today before going to bed, but I really don't understand. So what day is it today after all? I do remember some things from that conversation. Well, then try to remember what day it is now. I don't know. I feel like you were really anxious in my dream, though. Oh, I see. Surprisingly, even when you're drunk, some things stick in your memory. Well, then, try to remember what day it really is today. What's with the attitude? Are you being sarcastic again? Well, I'm in a good mood now, so I might forgive you. But in exchange, please don't give me any trouble. All right, here's a hint. Where do you think I am, and what am I doing right now? How should I know that? Oh, right, that was rude of me. But I don't think I could say something like that if I remembered properly. I mean, you're the one who would forget what day it is today. You really have a bad attitude today, don't you? I'm being generous by forgiving you. But if it were another girl, she would have been furious by now. You should be grateful for my kindness. You think you're a kind person? Stop joking around. Look back at your messages from this morning. You haven't said a single kind word to me. Yeah, you're right. But I've always had high expectations for you and have been let down. So maybe that's why I act that way. What's your deal since earlier? I only contacted you because you were persistent and I'm still hungover. If that's the case, let's cancel today's plans. Fine? This happened because of your sarcastic remarks to your girlfriend since this morning. Today's plan is over. Let's reschedule for next week. Today was the wedding. Well, that's good, but it's none of my business. What if you attended alone? Come to think of it, were those really your parents? They were so polite and a really wonderful couple. I was surprised. What are you talking about, all of a sudden? Of course they were my parents. It's natural for them to be respectable. Your parents are truly amazing. But even those great parents shed tears in front of me, and they bowed their heads many times, too. I felt so sorry for them. What do you mean by shedding tears? You didn't do anything bad to my parents, did you? If you did, I will never forgive you. Anyway, you always act like that. You're always so boring and sarcastic. No wonder my kind parents would feel like crying in front of you. Is this the kind of man who's going to be our daughter's fiancé? I see. So that's how you really feel about me. This is going to resolve what I've been wondering about for a while. Now I can finally sort out my own feelings. Yeah, I'm so tired of always being lectured as if I'm always wrong. I just want to live freely and happily. The wedding is off. Huh? Wait a minute. What do you mean it's off? Are you talking about someone else's wedding when you say wedding all the time? Are you still saying things like that at this point? I'm amazed. Hey, what do you mean? I've been saying it all along. Today is our wedding. Come to think of it, you've been saying something about a wedding all the time. If you're not a guest, then... Oh, that's right. Today is our wedding day. That's it. That's why we celebrated yesterday. I finally remembered. Finally? Despite today being an important day for us, you chose to drink and let loose, and you even lied not only to me but to your parents, saying you'd be back soon. I asked you so many times, didn't I? Are you okay? Can you come back? You said you were fine. I believed your words. That's right. Why did I forget something so important like that? You said it yourself. Believe that it's okay. Because I believed that, I had the experience of my fiancé drinking too much and missing our wedding. I realize that for you, the wedding is just a trivial matter. That's not true. What's not true? Everything I said is true, isn't it? I apologize if it's about drinking too much. It was just that I went a bit overboard, thinking it was a special night before my last night as a single woman. If everyone hadn't recommended such awesome drinks to me, I could have gone home earlier. So you're saying that your colleagues who celebrated with you are responsible for you missing our wedding? I'm really disappointed. Please, let me make it up to you now. I'm truly sorry from the bottom of my heart for keeping you waiting. I was really looking forward to the wedding. Do you know why? Because I love you with all my heart. I already know your true feelings from earlier. I'll go to my parents' house right now and bring them there. It's okay. They were really looking forward to this day, too. They might complain a little, but in the end, they'll be thrilled to come. You worked so hard to wake me up because you wanted to have the wedding with me, right? Can you stop saying the same thing over and over again? The wedding has been canceled. You're too quick to be cautious now and give up. Please wait a bit, because I'm about to leave the hotel. You don't seem to fully understand, so I'll be clear this time. The wedding is canceled. Even though I told you you don't remember anything about the wedding. On top of that, when you were drunk and said I'm going to sleep again, I couldn't believe my ears. And yet you didn't wake up for a long time, did you? Do you really think we can still have a wedding at this point? I'm really sorry. I always do things innocently without any ill will. It's entirely my fault that time passed and I overslept. If today doesn't work out, let's postpone it until next week. Are you serious about that? There's no way we can do that. Don't give up. Ask the staff at the venue first. Weren't you looking forward to getting married to me, too? I'm going to my parents' house now to bring them there. Even if we can't do it today and have to postpone, I'll let them know that all you have to do is arrange with the venue. You don't know how hard it was for me to reserve this venue. It's not just the venue. I managed to find a popular planner who can fulfill your wishes. We only had 1 day for our wedding. I understand how much you were looking forward to today. It doesn't matter if it's not there. We can find another place to have our wedding. It seems like my true intentions haven't been conveyed clearly, so let me be more direct. I'm breaking off our engagement. In other words, I will never marry you, and I mean it. Wait a minute. This isn't like you to be so irrational. Our love can't be broken just because of a little tardiness, can it? You can say that it was just a little delay, but that's not all. You got drunk and missed our wedding, and you even forgot that today was your own wedding day. I can't commit my life to someone like that. I can't trust you at all. No, that's a lie. It's a bad joke. And I forgot to tell you, your parents accepted the cancellation of our engagement. What? I can't believe my parents would agree to that. My parents wanted me to be happy and were looking forward to the wedding. They never imagined that their daughter would ghost the wedding, her own wedding, by getting drunk. Your parents, who heard you forgot about the wedding and overslept, sincerely apologized to me. But why are you blaming me like this? I just got a little too happy and drank too much. I never intended to not show up for the wedding. And why are you making my parents apologize to you? You are really starting to seem like a mean person. I didn't demand an apology from them. Your parents came and apologized for their daughter's shameful behavior. They even apologized and begged for our engagement to be canceled. My parents have a terrible misunderstanding of things. Say something like, I'm not that kind of daughter. Misunderstanding? There is no misunderstanding. You didn't even bother to ask me why it happened several times, and you just kept talking about last night's drinking. And to top it all off, you told me not to lecture you. Stop looking down on me and making fun of me. I'm so confused by all this suddenness. I truly believe that I've done something wrong to you from the bottom of my heart. It's true that I love you with all my heart. Is drinking to the point of forgetting your important wedding day with your beloved something that should happen? Was the wedding nothing more than something like that to you? Anyway, I'm going to the wedding hall with my parents right now. If we talk face to face, I'm sure you'll remember how much we love each other. Please, wait just a little while. I'm going there right now. Please. You're probably in a place where you don't even know where you are, right? There's nothing for me to talk about to you. My feelings won't change at all. It's a lifelong request. Besides, neither me nor my parents can let it end like this. Let's talk about the future with my parents involved. If you're going to say that much, I'll wait a little. But I'm not waiting for you. It's to ease the pain of your kind and wonderful parents. My decision to break off the engagement with you hasn't changed. You'll surely change your mind once you meet me. I'll hurry and come see you. So wait without moving until I arrive. 1 hour later. Still not here yet. It's been over an hour since your last message. Did you break your promise again? Your parents arrived right after that. I've been apologizing to your parents since then. I was foolish to trust you. I'm sorry. I have some trouble and can't come right away. What? You made me wait this long and now you can't even come? What are you talking about? How far are you going to underestimate people? This is really different. It is true I tried to head to the wedding venue like I promised, but I really couldn't make it. If you hear the reason, you'll definitely understand too. Explain it properly. I'll hear your last excuse. Your parents are here too. I left the hotel right away, but I got caught up in trouble. I'm at the hospital right now. Hospital? I was in a hurry and got into an accident, and now I'm receiving treatment. If you think that's a lie, I'll have the hospital staff prove it to you from my phone. What's going on? I wanted to see you as soon as possible, but the venue was farther away from the Capsule Hotel than I thought. I didn't have enough money to take a taxi, and public transportation would have taken too long. But then I remembered that a friend of mine lives nearby, so I begged her and managed to borrow a motorcycle. So you drove an unfamiliar motorcycle in a hurry, and that's how you got into a traffic accident and were taken to the hospital? Exactly. It all happened because I wanted to respond to your love. I wanted to see you, hug you, and clear up the misunderstanding. But love can be cruel sometimes. I was taken to the hospital by a rescue team, and they told me I had a broken right leg. That's unfortunate. Your friend who lent you the bike is probably regretting it by now. It's really audacious of me to ask for a favor after making you wait like that. Is it possible for you and our parents to come to this hospital? What are you thinking, really? I'm tired of hearing your bad jokes. If your parents were truly worried about you, I might understand. But why should I go out of my way to come and see you? I was so desperate to think that you were waiting for me. I don't think I could have done all of this if I didn't truly love you. Can't you understand my feelings? Well, it's a pity you got injured. The hospital staff who have to take care of you must be having a hard time, too. The fracture is severe, so it looks like I'll have to rest in bed for a while. I think this is a message from God, telling us that the wedding cannot take place today anyway. No, that's definitely not it. If you hadn't drunk too much the night before and forgotten about the wedding, you wouldn't have needed to ride the bike in the first place. If you didn't have to ride the bike, your friend's bike wouldn't have broken down and you wouldn't have gotten injured. It's because of my love for you that I said these things. Don't you think it's cruel to make your sweet girlfriend say things like that? There's one thing I'm certain of now. Good, I'm glad. You finally realize how much I love you. I'm glad I decided to break off our engagement. A woman who is reckless, unplanned, and ignores other people's feelings cannot be called a partner. I despise people who force their feelings onto others and drag them into their problems. There's only one thing I'm grateful for. I found out about your true nature before our wedding. If you think about it, this incident was a good lesson that prevented my life from being messed up. Be honest with me. You shouldn't really be thinking about breaking off our engagement. I've already told you many times I'm breaking off our engagement. We're supposed to be the ones who promised to get married. And on top of that, I got into an accident trying to come to see you. I broke bones and I'm injured and unable to move for a while. You should be grateful. You should be thankful that you even survived the motorcycle accident. Besides, this experience should have been good medicine for you. That's not good at all. Despite this, it was to be a joyous occasion. I feel terrible. Do you know how many times you failed and made a fool of yourself because of alcohol? You're the type of person who causes big trouble when you get drunk. If you've learned your lesson, then drink in moderation from now on. I get that you're angry enough already. From now on, I won't even drink any more. I'm truly sorry what happened this time. So won't you give me one last chance? I want you to stay with me, at least until I recover from my injuries. Let's start over again, just the two of us. When I think about what's to come, I feel so lonely and anxious right now. I'm sorry, but I have to refuse. Why should I, a stranger, be the one to stay by your side? There are medical professionals in the hospital, aren't there? I'm not your personal caregiver. Besides, I have to proceed with canceling our engagement. Since you can't move, I'll take care of it from here. If your signature is required, I'll let you know, and I'll take care of it. So please don't worry. Why does it have to be like this? We made a vow to each other to get married. Are you just going to abandon me so easily after I got hurt? Even though I'm apologizing to you like this. If you're an adult, you should let this go and come hug me. I'm sorry, but we can't discuss this between us. It's getting out of hand, so if you contact me directly from now on, please be aware that I will have a lawyer present. What? A lawyer? Hey, are we really going to end things like this? Wait a minute. Let's calm down. We still have time to make this work. Yeah, I wish it could have worked out. But you didn't just miss the wedding. You forgot about it, didn't you? Before you drink yourself into oblivion, I wanted you to think about what really matters to you. Please, don't let this end. Hey, please, answer me. Thereafter. Catherine resisted quite a bit, but we ended up breaking off the engagement. After that, Catherine was apparently severely scolded by her parents and relatives. There was a cancellation fee for the venue, but Catherine's parents offered to pay it, so I didn't have to. Catherine's parents apparently even signed a contract with her to repay the entire amount. Not only for the wedding cancellation fee, but also for the damages caused by our friend's broken bike. They are naturally being sued for compensation. Afterwards, Catherine apparently also lost her job. It seems she had already used up all her vacation pay. In addition, it seems she repeatedly showed up late or missed work due to drinking too much. It might be accurate to say that alcohol really ruined her life. She ran out of money and was forced to leave her apartment. Now she's living at home. Not only was she fired from her job, but apparently she can't even do household chores, and her parents lecture her every day. Her parents are kind enough to let her stay at home, but they said that as soon as she recovers from her injury, they will kick her out, and she's begging them not to. But I hope this experience will make her naturally run towards sobriety. She shouldn't make the same mistakes in her life and hurt someone else when she walks her path in the future. I want her to be happy and not cause trouble for anyone. Meanwhile, as for me, actually I hit it off with a classmate I met after a long time, and our romance is about to begin. Since our relationship has just started, we're not thinking about marriage yet, but it's a fact that I'm feeling a bit cautious. There is one thing I can be sure about, though. That's because my girlfriend is someone who doesn't drink alcohol at all. So she won't have to suffer from losing important time due to drinking too much and getting hurt because of it. I sincerely hope that she won't encounter similar troubles in the future.
Mary, where are you now? I'm home. Thank you for your hard work. Have you finished your work already? Mary, is there anything you're hiding from me? Hiding something? Oh, are you talking about the bag I bought last month? Because it was a new collection. Are you mad because I bought it without you asking? It was a little expensive. I'm sorry. Don't play dumb with me. Huh? You know that's not what I'm talking about. What do you mean? There's no point pretending you don't know. Aren't you with a man now? Huh? What are you talking about? I know you're with your lover right now. Huh? Just hang on. Why do you say that? Because I took a paid leave to find out. Paid leave? Yeah. Actually, I've been off work the last 2 weeks to find out about you. Huh? I've been collecting evidence that you were cheating on me. Hey, what are you talking about? You've been checking? Me? Oh yes, I hired a detective to investigate everything about the scene of the affair and who the guy is. I know everything. That's terrible. Why did you do that? Why did you lie to me? You lied to me pretending to go to work. You're the worst. What are you talking about? You're the one cheated on me, right? You're the one who lied to me. You betrayed me, meeting a guy while I was at work. You're the worst woman ever. No, it's not like that. How can you say that? I already know you were cheating. There's no excuse. Ken, no, listen. What should I listen to? I did meet a man, but no. The guy kept pushing me to meet him. I got scared and I couldn't help it. Mary? But you're the only one I love. I don't really like him. But still, I hurt you. I'm really sorry. This will never happen again. Mary, are you sure? Yes, I promise. So please, forgive me. Sure. I've been busy with work lately, and I may have neglected you. We weren't communicating with each other, partly because I was working all the time. No, you were just doing your job. You did nothing wrong. I'm the one to blame. I should have talked to you right away. Mary, okay, I'll forgive you this time. Really? Yes. Thank you, Ken. I love you so much. Well, I'm going home early today, so let's have a date at a restaurant together for the first time in a long time. Lovely. Okay. I'll be dressed up waiting for you. Yeah. See you at home. Thanks, Ken. I'll be waiting. Mary. Why don't you answer my phone? What are you doing? Are you out somewhere? I'm sorry I couldn't answer the phone. A good colleague invited me on a trip during the day. All of a sudden? Yes, I was really suddenly invited. So I'm sorry. I don't know when I will be back. I'll be away from home for a few days. I'm really sorry. You didn't say anything about this morning. It was really sudden. Isn't that too sudden? I'm sorry I went without letting you know, but I'll be back in a few days, all right? Even so, I want you to at least contact me. I'm sorry. Who are you with? Is it your good colleague? A good colleague, but you may never have met this person. We've become friends recently, so I don't know if you've heard me talk about it much. Recently? Yeah, we happened to talk to each other and we got along well. Could it be you suspect me of cheating on you again? No, I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry to disturb your trip. Leave the house to me and relax once in a while. Thank you, I will. I'm sorry I couldn't get in touch with you. I'll be back the day after tomorrow. The trip was fun, but it's not half as much fun without you. I got souvenirs for you. I miss you so much. Do you? Miss me? Ken, what's wrong? You're always good at lying. What's wrong? Why didn't you just tell the truth? The truth? What do you mean? Ken, what happened? Did something bad happen? What happened all of a sudden? Where are you now? Now? I'm still at my hotel. Why? That's a lie. You're still with your boyfriend, aren't you? Huh? I already know. Ken, I don't know what you're talking about. I checked your search history on your computer while you were away. Huh? My computer? Why would you do that? I always tell you not to look at that. There it was, the exchange between you and your fling. Exchange? Tom. That's his name, isn't it? I also saw an email confirming your travel reservation. You had a reservation for 2, and a long time ago. It was a complete lie that you were suddenly invited. What is happening? Explain to me properly. Explain? Just as you saw it. What? Yes, I was on a trip with Tom. Are you happy now? You admit it? Yes. So what? So? A man can overlook an affair. What? Forgive me for that. I can't forgive you. Are you sure? What? If you're not that big of a man, you can't take over my mother's company. What are you talking about? You know that my mom is the president of a major apparel company, right? If you make a fuss about my infidelity here, you won't be able to take over the company. If you just let it slide, you will be able to take over my mom's company and become the next president in the future. So, can you take such an attitude towards me? Is that your true intention? Mom likes you. So, I'm sure you'll be the next president. You can take over the company, and I can do as I please. I think we should do what's best for both of us right now. You mean to forgive you for cheating on me? Yes. I've played the good girl for you, but I can't do this anymore. If you want to take over my mom's company, pretend you never knew about this. That's your nature, isn't it? Yes, I told you. It is. I'm not going to let you ruin my private life anymore. What a woman! What are you talking about? You're going to take over the company, right? Isn't that enough? Huh? I wish I could punch myself for seriously marrying you. Why? You can't be the president? You don't say anything and just listen to me. That's all you need to do. Easy, right? What the hell do you think I am? If you don't agree with me, I'll divorce you. You wouldn't want that, would you? Because you're the next president. Can you miss your chance? I know it was your dream to have your own company. That's going to happen, so shut up and follow me. Forget it. I'm glad you understand. Sorry, but Tom is coming after this today. Huh? Ah, your cheating partner? Yes, so don't come home today. Tom doesn't want to go home either. That's why I'm going to let him stay tonight. Are you going to stay with him at my house? It's my house too, isn't it? Don't get it wrong. So you should stay at a hotel today. Please? Again? You've been seeing him almost every day lately, haven't you? So what? You play around with your cheating partner all you want every day and you don't feel anything about it? Don't you feel bad for me or anything? Not at all. Not at all? Are you serious? Because my mom bought this apartment. That means it is in her name. Can you interfere with Mom's property? Mom bought this for me, so I'm free to use it however I want, right? Or what? Do you have any complaints? I've said it before. If you're going to tell me what to do, it's a divorce. You can't, can you? You don't have that much courage. You better not disobey me. I see. I just wanted you to know that. Are you really sure? What do you mean? I'm just telling the truth. Am I saying something wrong? Okay. Divorce me. Huh? What are you saying? I ask you for a divorce. I can't be with you anymore. Hey, you're not serious, right? Yes, I'm serious. I can't live like this anymore. What about your position as the next president? If you divorce me, you won't be able to fulfill that dream. It's your dream, isn't it? I don't want the position of president with you. I don't want any part of it. What are you talking about? If Mom finds out that you're divorcing me, you won't be able to stay in the company. Is that what you want? I don't mind. If I can divorce you, I'll quit my job. Think carefully. What are you going to do now? I'll look for a new job. Just. If there's anything left in my mind. What? You don't want to leave me? Then. Working with your mother was not hard. Actually, it was fun. So I may regret that I inconvenienced her in this way. What's that? I don't know what you mean. You're not serious, are you? Don't make fun of me. I'm not. I'm serious. You're the one who brought this up. If you disobey me, it's divorce. That's true, but... So that's it. Okay. I don't mind getting divorced, but don't tell Mom about my infidelity. You don't want to be in trouble, do you? I'm going to get my things now, so I'll bring the divorce papers with me as well. Huh? Now? Yes. Sign the divorce papers. Okay. Hey. Ken. What is this? What? Not what. What is $67,000 in alimony? Don't be kidding. I'm not kidding. I told you, didn't I? I was investigating your infidelity. So what? I think that $67,000 is reasonable. Why would that be? You had an affair for a long time. You've been dating that guy called Tom for a long time. Huh? That's not all. Not only this time, but you had relationships with several other guys. Why do you say that? When I exposed the affair and when I said I wanted a divorce, you didn't feel any remorse at all. In fact, you even told me to forgive you for cheating. You were the one who told me to turn a blind eye to the wife's infidelity, right? That is... You're the one who said that and continued the affair. The message remains, and there is enough evidence. Certainly from the market point of view, it may be a high amount of alimony, but from your attitude, I think it's a reasonable amount. No, it's not. Listen to me. I don't want to listen. If you have any complaints, contact me through a lawyer. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, okay. I will pay the alimony. I don't think you have that kind of money. If I ask Mom, she'll pay you right away. Really? Huh? What? What do you mean? You've already been abandoned by your beloved mother. Huh? Why do you say that? I actually told your mom about your infidelity. Why? Why did you tell my mom? Because she took care of me, so... And she was disappointed in you. She won't help you even if you were in trouble. Oh, no. Why is this happening? You must have put ideas into my mom's head. I just told her the truth. You're cheating on multiple guys besides me. Not only that, but I also told her how you told me to shut up if I wanted to be president of the company. And your mother just put her head in her hands. It's a lie. Because Mom has always listened to anything I have to say. I guess she is out of love for her cheating daughter. When I told my mother-in-law about the affair, she cried and apologized to me. She said she was sorry for her bad daughter, sorry for hurting me. Not defiant like you. Mom apologized? Yeah, she sincerely apologized. Then that's fine. Huh? Mom apologized, didn't she? Then I hope you'll forgive me. Why won't you forgive me? I can't believe you're asking for alimony. It's the worst. What are you talking about? I'm angry at you, Mary, not at my mother-in-law. I can't forgive you just because my mother-in-law apologized. You're the one who should apologize to me. Do you understand? What? I married you. Huh? I married you and let you have good dreams, so isn't that enough? I don't think you can ask me for anything more. Don't you feel sorry for what you've done? You're the one who should feel sorry for what you've done to me. Huh? Oh, I see. Then I'll tell you what. Huh? What? The apartment you live in now was in your mother's name, wasn't it? So what? Are you going to ask me for it? Nope. She already cancelled the apartment there. Huh? Hey, what's that? Really? Yeah, I heard it directly from my mother-in-law, so it's true. Maybe you can live there for another week. 1 week? That's a lie. Why do I need to lie? So you'd better get out of there as soon as possible. Because not only alimony, but you will have to pay an even larger amount of rent. Ah, no! What should I do if I get kicked out of here? Come on, I don't know about that. Why don't you get help from the guys you're cheating on? Oh, but what? Of course, I also ask the men for alimony. What? Of course, right? If there's a guy who pays that alimony and takes care of you, you can have him take care of you. But until you pay me alimony, I'll never let you or the men get away with it, so don't even think about running away. If you run away, alimony will increase more and more. You're not such a child that you don't know what will happen then, are you? Hey, wait a minute, Ken. Well then. Please, we could start over. Hey, Ken, listen to me. Goodbye. Later, when Mary couldn't see the prospect of paying off the large amount of alimony, she cried to all of her cheating partners and begged them to help her pay. But after a series of upheavals, all of the cheating partners gave up on her and had ended their relationships. Mary, who has been living on her mother's pocket money, naturally has no savings. Eventually, Mary ended up borrowing a lot of money to pay alimony, so she rented a small wooden apartment and worked part-time from morning till night. Now, she can't afford to play around, and she seems to be busy paying alimony and making ends meet.
Is this message to Pamela? Just to make sure, I'm asking you. Do you know how to use messaging? Also, how to read messages?
It's quite a greeting to someone you just met. Yes, this message is indeed to me, Pamela. When asking someone's name, shouldn't you introduce yourself first? Who might you be?
I'm Meander, your husband's girlfriend.
Excuse me? What does that mean?
It means exactly what it sounds like.
That's why I'm asking what you mean. When you say my husband, you mean Jeff, right? How do you know Jeff, and why are you claiming to be his girlfriend?
Wait, are you serious about that? Oh dear, women like you lack understanding of language. So I mean what I literally said. I'm your husband Jeff's girlfriend. I'm sending you messages, but you're not seeing them, are you? Well, I guess it's not just your understanding that's lacking. Your eyesight must be failing too, being an old lady and all.
Your choice of words is really getting on my nerves. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. You say you're Jeff's girlfriend, but that means you're his mistress, right?
I suppose that's one way to put it. By the way, Pamela, are you misunderstanding something?
What do you mean by misunderstanding?
I mean exactly what the word suggests. What exactly are you misunderstanding? You don't think you're Jeff's true love, do you?
True love?
You're no longer Jeff's true love. Not someone like you, an old lady. I am Jeff's true love. In other words, his real wife. Actually, you are more like Jeff's mistress.
That's a strange way to put it. Jeff and I have gotten married, so I am officially Jeff's wife. Despite that, why do you have to nitpick like this just for the sake of being his mistress?
Ugh, you're just a nagging old woman. Anyway, I'm Jeff's true love and his wife. Stop blabbering and just get a divorce from Jeff already. You have no place in his life anymore, so just back off.
Are you getting angry now? I'm trying to resolve this calmly. Anyways, this is not something I can handle alone. When my husband comes back from work, I'll explain the situation to him. Until then, can you wait and not ask for details?
What? Who are you talking about? Waiting for someone to come back. Who is your partner in this conversation?
What are you talking about? My husband, Jeff, of course.
Well, unfortunately for you, that's not going to happen. If it's Jeff you want to talk to, he's with me.
What? What does that mean?
It means that Jeff is with me right now. And we're in the same hotel room, sleeping in the same bed.
What? What are you talking about?
Ah, you're finally surprised. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this message I'm sending you, I secretly borrowed the message ID from his phone while he was sleeping.
You went that far?
I tried to convince him many times that I, a younger woman, am better than you, an old lady. But he just can't bring himself to divorce you, so I got fed up and borrowed the message ID. I'm talking to you directly like this to get you to divorce him quickly.
Jeff, who was secretly meeting with you, is also Jeff, but would you really go this far to divorce me and Jeff?
And now for another surprising announcement. I was just eating sushi in New York a little while ago. Of course, Jeff was with me, and he paid for it all.
What? Sushi in New York?
Are you even more surprised now? And he treated me to the best sushi there was. By the way, can Jeff sleep peacefully when he's with me? And his sleeping face is just like a child's, so cute. He would never show his sleeping face when he's sleeping with you.
Jeff, you can't possibly be doing this. I thought he was a good husband and father, because he's always kind to me and our daughter at home. I thought our family could get along well forever.
Shocked, aren't you? Hey, are you shocked? By the way, I used to be the leader to a group of beauties. They said I had top-class looks and charisma. So compared to you, an ordinary woman, there is no comparison. That means I'm superior to you as a woman. Do you understand?
Even if you boast about it without even having met each other in person. Let me tell you one thing from me, okay?
What is it?
What grudge do you have against me exactly?
Grudge? Can you stop talking about such nonsense? I wouldn't even bother messaging an old woman like you if I didn't need to.
So why are you trying to provoke me without any grudges or use? Why do you go so far as to steal someone else's husband and harass me, when there's no reason for animosity or anything?
I'm just doing what I believe is right, and I'll do whatever it takes to get what I want. That's my policy, or what you might call a way of life, even for old ladies. By the way, I heard from Jeff about your past.
What did he say?
He said you played softball in high school and had the skills to shine in tournaments, but that was all. You were just a serious girl with no sex appeal. That's what Jeff said. And he was lamenting about it, you know?
I see.
Compared to you, who only had sports as your selling point, I am the leader of a group of beauties. And with my looks and charisma, I am definitely the top student. In this case, it's obvious which one Jeff would choose, right?
Yes, I see. But still, Meander, the leader of the beauty group, huh?
What do you mean with that tone of voice? Oh, I wonder if you're jealous of me. If that's the case, please stop. It's creepy. Old lady's jealousy is just ugly and creepy.
Don't worry, it's not jealousy. There's just something that bothers me a little, that's all.
Huh. Well, if that's the case, then that's fine. I'm not interested either way. Oh, I just realized it's already this late. Jeff has a night shift job, so he left to go to work. I feel lonely. I wanted to spend some time together until morning. Well, it can't be helped if it's work. Even after he divorced that old woman, he still has to take care of me, whether it's financially or otherwise.
When you mentioned work, it suddenly occurred to me. Is Jeff sneaking out of work to meet you?
Bingo! Jeff is such a spoiled brat, he often skips work to come see me. This is also great proof that Jeff loves me, don't you think?
I see. I thought he was working seriously. That's why he hasn't been promoted and is still just a section chief. Then let me ask you, how did you and Jeff meet?
I was working as a lunch delivery person. I deliver lunchboxes to Jeff's company as well. When I met him there for the first time, I fell in love with him at first sight. So I secretly put a note in the lunchbox and gave him my contact information.
And that's how you started dating Jeff.
That's right. And on the night when I gave him my contact information, I received a message from Jeff saying, "I also thought you were cute. I'm happy you gave me your contact information." So, as you may have guessed, our relationship started from there. And as we started dating, Jeff said something like this to me.
What did he say exactly?
That your body is flabby and unresponsive. Meander's young and fresh body is pleasurable and healing, he said.
Flabby and unresponsive?
Well, it's true. You're getting old and your body's getting saggy like a fat person's. And it's only natural for Jeff to become obsessed with my body, which is young and stunning. And besides, he said something like this to you too, didn't he? I can no longer see her as a woman. She's just aged. I'm getting bored of her, he said.
Oh, really? Well, that's refreshing to hear. I understand what you're trying to say and about Jeff's affair. We can talk about this later. I have to make a late-night snack for my daughter, Checky.
What? Wait a minute. I haven't heard the answer I want yet.
What answer do you want to hear?
About your divorce with Jeff. Jeff and I can't be at ease until we know when you're going to divorce him.
You don't need to panic. I'll give you a clear answer. I'll talk to my husband and then contact you.
There's no time to say such leisurely things. I want to be alone with Jeff as soon as possible. If you really want to talk to Jeff so much, I'll add him to the group chat right now. That way you can ask him what you want to know, and we can decide on the answer quickly. It's a 2-for-1 deal.
Ugh, you're such a hassle. Fine then, if you say so, go ahead and do as you please.
Yay! So, should I invite Jeff right away?
10 minutes later. What's up, Meander? I'm still at work. Wait, what is this? Why is Pamela's name in this group chat? Sorry for bothering you late at night while you're busy working. Working and cheating. What a tough job, isn't that right, Jeff? What? Pamela? Is it really you? Wait a second. What the hell is going on? It's too sudden. I can't keep up with what's happening. Can you give me some time to organize the situation? Let's talk about it after that.
Jeff, I've been waiting for you. Sorry for disturbing you while you're working. This old lady, your current wife, has been persistently asking me to talk to you. Let's just decide on a divorce date now, as your wife wishes. Also, I want to start talking about our wedding soon. Don't you?
Oh, the wedding. I didn't realize we were even talking about that. You two must be really close. No, Pamela. Can you please calm down first? Meander has just been talking without any input from me.
Oh, by the way, would you like to come too, old lady? To mine and Jeff's wedding?
That sounds nice. I'll be sure to attend. I'm quite interested to see what kind of wedding it will be, with a younger, beautiful, charismatic leader like you, Jeff. Hey, wait a minute. Please calm down, Pamela. This woman is just pushing the conversation on her own. And I have no intention of divorcing you. Anyway, let's talk face to face when we get home. This is a big misunderstanding.
It's a shame, but I can't believe you even more now that you're so flustered. I don't want to see your face anymore, so I'll have the lawyers handle the divorce discussion for now. I'll let you know when the date for the discussion is set. And if you have any complaints, I'll hear them during the discussion.
So please wait a minute. I really don't want a divorce, okay? I really love you and Checky. Meander?
Wait a minute, Jeff. You've been talking nonsense since earlier. You told me that you only loved me.
Shut up. I'm talking to Pamela. Wait a minute. When did I say that? Do you have any proof? Do you?
That kind of excuse won't work. I even recorded the video when you confessed your love to me and uploaded it to Instagram.
What? Instagram?
Yes, and it's perfect. I'll even show it to your wife. Let everyone on Instagram see how lovey-dovey Jeff and I are.
Oh, you can show it to me too? It seems interesting.
Yes, it's definitely interesting. Here's the URL for the proof. Open your eyes wide and take a good look.
Oh, wow. This is... You seem really happy, Jeff. I'm glad you met such a beautiful girlfriend. No, that's not it, Pamela. This is some kind of mistake. It's not true. Meander, how could you do something so outrageous?
Huh? What are you angry about, Jeff? After all, I'm younger and more beautiful than this old lady.
Shut up. I only intended for you to be a fling. The one I truly love is Pamela. That's why I could never break up with her. But you can, though. Well, anyway, I'll send your things to Meander's house later. I'll grant your wish and break up with you, so you two can be happy together. What are you talking about, Pamela? Please calm down and listen to me. Anyway, no matter what you say, I'll never get a divorce. So if you want compensation or damages, I'll pay whatever you want. Just let our relationship with each other end, Meander.
No way, Jeff. You're lying, right? There's no way Jeff would say that to me. There's no way I, a young and beautiful woman with charisma, would lose to an old hag like Pamela. Jeff, you need to wake up. You're being deceived. Dump that hag and come back to me. I'll forget what you said earlier if you do it now.
You're persistent, Meander. You won't seduce me. Not only as a husband, but I have a responsibility as Checky's father. I can't let my daughter, whom I love as much as my wife, be sad, so divorce is absolutely impossible.
That's wonderful. What a moving speech. But Jeff, I and Checky wanted to hear those words a lot earlier. Checky is watching this conversation with us right now. She's laughing at you, calling you a pathetic father.
What?
Even if you didn't realize it. By showing our own child such a tumultuous situation, you lack the awareness of being a father too much. You should have said those theatrical lines before hurting your child like this. And if you truly love your child, you shouldn't be involved with a young woman.
That's true. But it was just a moment of weakness. Even if you weren't my wife, you should understand that men have those moments too.
I don't want to understand that kind of thing. So, changing the subject, what about the lunchbox I made for you? I heard from Meander that you received it and ate it for lunch.
What are you talking about? Of course I ate your lunch.
If it was the lunchbox Meander brought, I gave it to my subordinate.
That's strange. I'm talking about the lunchbox I made. Actually, I received a thank you from one of your subordinates for my lunchbox. When I asked what was going on, it seems like Jeff was always the one giving them to Meander.
What? Are you serious? I'm sorry. I was really in the wrong all this time. I apologize.
I wanted to hear those words of apology much earlier. And that's not all. I heard that you treated Meander to sushi in Ginza, right? Checky and I haven't had sushi since I took her to a conveyor belt sushi place on her birthday.
I really feel sorry about that too. Then tomorrow, as an apology, how about the three of us go to Ginza and eat as much sushi as we want?
Huh? What are you talking about, Jeff? Why do you and I have to eat with your ex-wife, whom you're about to divorce?
It's not about you. It's decided that it will be me, Pamela, and Checky, the three of us.
I'm just speechless. Falling for a stupid woman like her will cost you your wife and daughter. Besides, do you think I want to be with a man who falls for a stupid woman like her, instead of me or Checky?
I don't think that. That's why I'm apologizing so sincerely. And for Checky's sake, wouldn't it be better if both of us parents were together?
Checky just said something like this earlier. If I pass the university exam, I'm going far away, so I don't need a father like this anymore. I thought you were a good husband and father, but Checky is different. That child has grown up to be a smarter daughter than we thought. I've always had an idea about your true nature, pretending to be a good husband and father. In fact, I secretly disliked you as a dubious man.
What? Are you lying? Is it just a rebellious phase?
It's better to divorce Dad quickly. From now on, I'll support Mom. You don't even realize that you've disappointed her to the point where she would say something like that to me.
Then let me send a message to Checky now. I'll ask her directly about her true feelings.
I refuse. Checky doesn't want to talk to you, not even through messages. You won't be able to come into the house if you come back today, so you should camp out somewhere.
What?
Oh, that's right. There was something I had to ask you. You lied to Meander and told her that I used to be in the softball club, didn't you?
Huh? A lie?
Well, I regret doing that too. But there's no way I can tell her now. You were the leader of a biker gang back then.
What? What are you talking about? You were in a biker gang?
Oh my, why are you so surprised? You must be feeling faint through this message, but isn't a group of pretty girls just like that? They're a gathering of female delinquents who are indulging in wild behavior, just like a biker gang. And despite claiming to be the top of that group, you have no manners or decorum. It's even worse to insult someone as an old lady or hag upon first meeting. It's ridiculous for an impolite delinquent like you to even mention charisma.
Ugh!
Your mother cried when she found out about your behavior. She said, "What a shameful daughter I have."
What? My mom? My own mother? Wait, why is my mom being brought up here? There's no way she knows about me and Jeff, or about the Beautiful People group.
Oh, I told her earlier. Actually, your mother and mine have been friends for a long time. Since way back when. You probably don't remember, though. I have memories of playing with you when you were young.
No way, that's a lie. We've known each other since we were young? That's just absurd.
That's not the only thing that will shock you. Your mother knew that you were in the Beautiful People group, and she's known for a long time.
What?
So when I showed her that Instagram photo earlier, I also showed her this. And she was extremely surprised to see that this was her daughter.
Come to think of it, sometime in the past, my mom said something like, "I can't stand Pam." Was the Pam she was talking about you?
Ah, yes, she called me that as a nickname.
based on a play on words from my name, Pamela. And the members of the biker gang called me that too. I'm sorry. I had no idea that you, Pamela, were the same person as that Pam. If you apologize and say that you didn't know, and it's enough to make amends, then we won't need to involve the police. Anyway, get ready to establish clear boundaries between you and Jeff, so be prepared to wait.
Hey, Pamela. I just arrived in front of the house. Please open the chain on the door and let's talk.
I've been thinking the intercom has been noisy since earlier, but when did you... Please stop causing a disturbance in the neighborhood, or better yet, don't come back.
This is my last request. Open the door and let me talk to you. Please, give me one last chance. I'll do anything for that.
Anything? Then I'll consider it if you walk around naked until morning.
What? Hey, don't say such unreasonable things. I did say I'd do anything, but that's just...
Do you have the awareness of what it takes to have that kind of determination? Don't use words like last chance or begging for my life so lightly if you don't have that kind of determination. And before anything else, if you don't like that, then never cheat on me again. Pamela? My mom just arrived here. Oh, she came to pick you up already. Your mother is amazing. She works so fast, and it's really helpful. Wait, Pamela, please wait. I'm really sorry. I swear I won't harass you anymore, and I won't ever show up again. So please, mediate between me and Mama. No way. If you're going to hold a grudge, then hate yourself for doing something so stupid. Your mother is pretty scary when she gets angry, too. Well, after me, of course. Just be scolded and straighten out properly. Aww. Now, Jeff, what are you going to do about this? Will you do as I say and behave, or will you be taken care of by the police? Your choice is one of these two, so choose.
Understood. Okay, if you're really angry, I'm ready to take responsibility. I'm prepared to do anything for you.
Oh, really? And then what?
Of course, I'm prepared to continue walking around naked until morning. I committed a crime that required that level of resolve, so I'll do just that from now on.
I see. That's good. Then do it right now. I'll place a camera near the window to capture the footage as evidence. If you rest or stop, even once, before morning, I'll stop considering any other options. That's the plan, so do your best until morning. That's all. Next morning.
I did it. I kept going around naked until morning as you told me to. Is the camera working properly?
Good morning, and well done. I checked, and you did keep going around naked until the end. Your determination has been confirmed.
I see. That's great. Pamela, can you let me in the house now? Please, I'll put my clothes on now, so you can unlock the door chain while I do that. And then we can have a face-to-face talk in the living room.
Oh, why are you in such a hurry and making such a misunderstanding?
Huh? Misunderstanding? What do you mean?
What do I mean? Just what I said. Earlier, I woke up and talked to Checky, and we thought about things. In the end, we decided that we can't live together in this house. Besides, Checky doesn't want someone who does shameful things and appears in such a pathetic state to enter our house.
What? What does that mean, Pamela? You broke your promise, you lying woman.
What promise did I break? I said, if you couldn't spin around naked, then we would stop considering. But I never said I would reconsider divorce if you did spin around.
This is terrible. This can't be true.
Who's really terrible here? You cheated on me and betrayed Checky, who trusted you as her husband and father. And you're going to act like the victim after getting involved with that self-proclaimed charismatic gal idiot woman. If you really think that way, you should look up the definition of the word terrible in the dictionary.
This is too much, Pamela. Hey, I did my best for you. You know that? Please just reconsider.
I'm sorry, but I give it up. Checky and I have made up our minds. Instead of that, you should hurry up and get dressed and disappear from here. If you keep looking like that, you'll be reported as a suspicious person. And you left your work at the company, didn't you? You'll also face consequences there. Hello? You're not reading my messages anymore? What's wrong? Oh, did you faint from the shock? Well, take your time to rest now while you can, because when you wake up, that's when the real hell begins. Thereafter. And so in the end, Jeff was found collapsed in front of our house in a pitiful state by our neighbors. The neighbors reported it, and he was said to have cried loudly in grief. With the help of a lawyer we quickly hired, Jeff and I got divorced without meeting each other. In addition to being reported for his pitiful state, it was also found out that he had been cheating on me while skipping work. And this led to him being fired for disciplinary reasons by his furious boss. As a result, he was completely isolated, rejected by his family, who learned the truth and left in disgrace. On the other hand, Meander came to apologize to me with her mother on a later date. Meander, who came to apologize, had her hair cut short as punishment by her mother, and was prohibited from wearing makeup as another punishment, and appeared completely barefaced and ashamed with her head down. Moreover, despite her young age, her bare face made her look like an old lady, and I couldn't help but laugh. Meander was so embarrassed and miserable that she started crying. Both Jeff and Meander seemed to have incurred a large amount of debt. Both of them couldn't borrow money from their families and had no savings to pay off their debts. They lost their home and any place to return to. Jeff and Meander continued to live a life of dodging debtors for a while, but at some point it seemed they both disappeared without a trace. Not sure if they were caught by those debtors or not. I was a little worried, as was Checky, but we are already strangers to them and have no intention of finding out. If there is anything I can do for them as a former family acquaintance, it's just to wish them good luck and live on. After I kicked out Jeff and Meander, my daughter and I regained peace in our lives. My daughter also moved into a university dormitory safely, and now I am living alone and relaxed.
Jenna, isn't your honeymoon trip coming up soon? Please take me with you on your honeymoon trip, big sister. Please? Yeah, we were planning to go on our honeymoon trip soon, but what happened? Well, actually, our honeymoon trip got canceled. Huh? Are you kidding? I'm sorry, didn't I tell you? What? The honeymoon trip got canceled? I didn't hear about it. I thought I had already told you. I'm sorry. But why was it canceled in the first place? It was supposed to be in just a few more days until departure, right? That's true, but actually, right after the wedding, my husband's grandfather passed away. And then? We talked about it and decided to cancel the honeymoon trip. Are you serious about that? What do you mean? Well, the only time we can go on a honeymoon is now, right? That's not true. I think we can go another time. Is it necessary to cancel it? It's unthinkable to cancel our long-awaited honeymoon just because one elderly person passed away. Just one elderly person? That's a very disrespectful way to say that. Really? You're getting married soon too, aren't you? As an adult, you should be more careful with your choice of words. Well, I just expressed my opinion, so it shouldn't matter. Anyway, the honeymoon got canceled. Are you kidding me? I was looking forward to going together and having a great time. Why were you trying to come with us on the honeymoon in the first place? Well, traveling is fun, you know. Besides, if we go together, you would pay for it, right? I can't even begin to understand your mindset with that kind of thinking. It would be lucky if I can go with your treat. It's amazing to be able to go together and have fun at a lower cost, right?
Honestly, you're such a... It's really disappointing that you assume that you can enjoy other people's money. Why's that? You're a grown adult, aren't you? I don't want you to keep thinking that I'll treat you forever. But you're my big sister. Isn't it normal to spend money for your little sister? Is that normal? I think your idea of normal is a bit off from the general consensus. Is that so? Instead of relying on me forever, you should stand on your own. Okay. By the way, if you ever make plans for another honeymoon trip, make sure to let me know. Why? Because I'm going with you. Count me in when that time comes. Were you even listening to me? I was listening, but it doesn't matter. I want to go together. I don't have any plans to go on a honeymoon trip anytime soon. Even if I do decide to go, I will definitely not tell you. Why not? I want you to make plans for a honeymoon trip right away for your adorable little sister. It's not possible to go on a trip until things settle down. I absolutely want you to take me with you. Count me in when the time comes. If you want to go on a honeymoon trip that much, you can come with me. However, if you save up your own money and use that, I don't mind going together. Don't expect me to pay for you. We'll see you later. 1 month later. Jenna! What's up? What's going on? I'm having the best time here. Oh, really? That's great to hear. By the way, what's so great? What are you up to right now? I was thinking of joining you on the honeymoon trip. I'm already visiting the travel destination before you. Huh? What do you mean? Pretending not to know is pointless. I'm not pretending. What do you mean? I told you before that we're not going on a honeymoon trip anymore, right? Yeah, but I can't believe that it got canceled. It must be a lie. It's not a lie, you know. It's not fair to have fun just by yourselves. I said I'll go with you too. Anyway, I'll be waiting. Where are you waiting? Stop pretending you don't know. The trip starts today, right? I'm telling you, the trip got canceled. My husband's grandfather was like a parent to him, so it's a difficult time for him. I'm not in the mood for a trip. It's not like we can forcibly go on a honeymoon trip at any time like this. Enough with the excuses already. Why don't you believe me when I'm saying all this? Is there a reason you don't believe me? Of course there is. What is it? You went back to our parents' house the other day, right? Yes, I went back. I saw you carrying luggage for the trip at that time. Oh, that. So even though you said that the honeymoon trip was canceled, I realized that it actually wasn't canceled. It's true that I had luggage with me, but... I knew it! You're going on the trip, aren't you? No, it's not a trip. The luggage I brought at that time was for staying at my husband's family's house. Are you kidding me? Are you still trying to deceive me? I thought that if I asked you to go together, you would definitely refuse, so I came early to the destination. Huh? Came early? What do you mean? Exactly! Came early! If I'm already at the destination before you, you won't be able to refuse and will take me on the honeymoon trip together, right? Well, if you're already at the destination before me, I can't really refuse. I understand that you came up with a plan on your own, but we're not there. Hey, it's a joke, right? It's not a joke. It's true. Moreover, I'm staying at my husband's family's house, completely opposite to a honeymoon trip. Is that true? Are you really staying at your husband's family's house? But you had so much luggage with you. I've been saying that from the beginning, haven't I? Then what about the luxury hotel reservation that was booked for the honeymoon trip according to the itinerary? Wait, did you sneak a look at the itinerary without permission? Honestly, you can be so exasperating. I'm your little sister, so there's no problem, right? Besides, I've already canceled all the hotel reservations, of course. All of them? Canceled? That's why there's no problem at all. Were you worried about me? Well, it's not that I was worried. That's really troublesome. Of course it is. If I didn't cancel them, I would have to pay and it would go all to waste. Hold on a second. That's really inconvenient for me. Why are you troubled? Because we were supposed to stay together today. What are you talking about? I was planning for us to stay in the same suite room. What are you saying? It's unthinkable for us to stay in the same suite room at the same hotel. It's my honeymoon trip. What are you thinking? I didn't hear anything about canceling all the hotel reservations. Just make a reservation at any hotel right now. Anywhere will do. If the trip is canceled, the hotel reservations will be canceled too, won't they? Please, make a hotel reservation right now for today. I have nowhere to stay tonight if you don't do it yourself. Of course, I'm asking you to make the reservation, and please use your own money. What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. Why do I have to make the hotel reservations for you using my own money? Please, I'm begging you. It's you who's going on the trip, right? Take responsibility for yourself. I truly can't believe it. Well, I'm getting married soon too, you know. It's perfect as a wedding gift. How many times do I have to give you the wedding gifts? I've already given you wedding gifts multiple times. Don't try to make me say wedding gift to make me pay again. You're mean, big sister. It's not about being mean, you know. It's because you always do things on your own without thinking that we end up in situations like this, right? If you don't make hotel reservations right away, I also have a plan on my side. What kind of plan? Are you coming up with another strange strategy? Seriously, spare me. Take more responsibility for your own actions. Won't you make the hotel reservation? Well, in that case, I have an ace up my sleeve too, you know. What do you mean by ace up your sleeve? I'm currently having a meal at a fancy restaurant. I'll pay for both of our meals with your credit card. What's this? And to make matters worse, you stole my credit card when I thought it was missing yesterday? Yeah, I took it out of your wallet when I was at our parents' house. This is unbelievable. It's not that big of a deal, really. Taking someone's credit card out of their wallet without permission is a big deal. Well, I'll use that credit card to pay for the meal then. Do you realize what would happen if I reported you for this? Are you threatening me? I'm not threatening you, but stealing someone's belongings is a crime. Hold on a second. We're sisters, right? Isn't it a bit too much to make such a big deal out of it? Even as sisters, there are limits to what is acceptable. You don't have to get so angry about something like this. Your actions have crossed the line. It's absolutely unacceptable to take someone's credit card without permission. And on top of that, expecting me to pay for the meal is outrageous. Anyway, I'm asking you to cover the cost of both of us. Don't use my credit card without permission. Pay for your own meal. I'll rely on my big sister to handle the payment. Well then, see you later. 15 minutes later. Hey! What now? My credit card isn't working. Well, of course. What happened? I thought I lost my credit card yesterday, so I made it unusable. No way! It means it's suspended? That's right. I was hoping to have you pay for the meal. That's too bad. This is what happens when you go around stealing people's things without permission. 30 minutes later. It's because of you that I have to pay for the meal myself. It's not my fault. Of course not. You enjoyed a delicious meal at an upscale restaurant. I was having such a great time in the best mood at the upscale restaurant, but now it's the worst feeling. That's too bad. When you buy something, go somewhere, or have a meal, you have to pay with your own money. Didn't you know that? I know that already. Don't make fun of me. Well, it would have been nice if you had known. I'm relieved. You should be glad that you didn't go as far as using my credit card for criminal activities, shouldn't you? It's really exaggerated to call it a crime. You should think more about your own actions, shouldn't you? His mood turned sour because of this. That's not my problem, is it? What will you do if he starts disliking me? If he dislikes me, it'll be your fault. Who is he? You mentioned him earlier when talking about the dinner bill for two. He is just him. Who exactly are you traveling with? It's obviously my boyfriend, isn't it? Really? Are you doubting me? It's not like I'm doubting you or anything. But, what is it? Just say it clearly. Earlier, when I was heading to my husband's parents' house, I happened to run into Gage, your boyfriend, at the station. Oh, I see. He didn't mention anything about going on a trip. Well, maybe we just didn't talk about that. Are you really going on a trip with Gage? It doesn't matter who it is, right? Who is it really? Well, he's just a close male friend of mine. You have your wedding in a month, right? Yes, but... And yet you're going on a trip with your close male friend? Yes, but, you know, in this day and age, it's normal. It's normal to go on a trip with another man when you're engaged? Your thinking is outdated. Is that so? I just can't understand it. But you don't need to tell Gage about this, okay? Why? Anyway, even if you ask me something, keep this a secret from Gage, okay? So you're saying you're going on a trip with him without Gage knowing. That's right. It's okay to have a little fun before getting married, right? That's your opinion, so I won't say anything about it. We're getting married soon anyway, just for now. It's fine to have some fun, but I think it's better not to do something that would hurt the other person. I know that already. Personally, I wouldn't like it if my fiancé went on a trip with someone of the opposite sex before getting married. Well, I didn't ask for your opinion, and I'm saying that such thinking is outdated. Is that so? Even if times change, don't people's feelings remain somewhat the same? I think it's natural to dislike things you find unpleasant. Gage is the son of a company president. Once we're married, I'll be able to live a life of luxury, so don't you dare get in the way. Do you love Gage, or are you after his money? It's obvious that it's both. If you love him, there isn't any need to go off with another man just for fun. Never tell Gage about this, okay? Well, it seems like my husband already told Gage about it. Huh? Why? That can't be true. That's why Gage knows that you're on a trip with your closest male friend. Why did your husband need to contact Gage and tell him about this? It's because my husband doesn't like you. Why does your husband dislike me? When you and I were communicating, my husband was right next to me. When was that? Remember when you referred my husband's grandfather as just an old man? It was at that time. But for him, his grandfather is like a parent and a cherished person, so he didn't appreciate your choice of words. So he dislikes me because of that? Yes, and it seems like he felt belittled by you. And because of that, your husband told Gage about me? That's right. But, you know, if you thought that your dear sister might suffer, couldn't your husband have refrained from telling him? Well, considering what you're doing and saying, this outcome is only natural. Natural? Yes, you're playing around with other men just before getting married, right? Even if it means risking not being able to marry him if he finds out, it doesn't matter to you, right? I don't want that. Isn't that contradictory? It's just a casual fling. You might think that way, but if you truly love him, have you considered his feelings? Anyway, watching your actions, I wondered if it was necessary to stop my husband from telling Gage. What's that? Aren't you my sister? Shouldn't you protect me? Exactly. Because you're my sister, I think it's my role to let you know that you're doing something wrong. I'm not doing anything wrong, okay? Even if you don't think you're wrong, it's not just about you. Marriage is not something you do alone. Your thinking is too outdated. It's pointless to discuss it. I don't care what you say. What will you do if my marriage with Gage gets called off because of you guys? Isn't it because of your actions? He doesn't know that I've been having fun. My husband already told Gage about you, and it seems like Gage already noticed that you might be cheating. What? Are you serious? Gage is aware of my infidelity? It seems like Gage noticed. I guess he had suspicions about this trip too. What? Really? Is that true? I haven't spoken directly with him, so I don't know. But my husband told me about his conversation with Gage, and he mentioned that... No way! He didn't show any signs of that at all. There may not be any evidence, or maybe he couldn't bring himself to say it. Yeah, you're right. There probably isn't any evidence. Remember when I said I saw Gage at the station earlier? Yes? What was he doing? He was actually talking to you to confirm your infidelity. Wait, hold on. You're kidding, right? I think it's true because he said so. I wonder if he's aware of what I've been doing. It seems like he is. He hasn't said anything like that to me at all. He wouldn't tell you the truth directly, would he? Well, that's true. He's an adult too. I believe he's been thinking and taking action on various matters. I had no idea he was tailing me. It's useless to dwell on things now. What do you mean it's useless? Gage believed in you, but he was worried because things have been getting too strange for him. So, is he thinking of breaking up with me? That's something he will decide, so I don't know. What should I do if we break up? Well, it seems like he wanted to confirm the truth today, so he followed you. What should I do? Hey, please help me. We're just a little bit away from getting married. If, by any chance, the marriage falls apart, it's because you betrayed him, and there's nothing we can do about it. I absolutely don't want it to end like this, so please, help me. Asking for help is impossible. I want to marry him. I want to have a wealthy life. Even if you tell me that, there's nothing I can do. It will be up to him to decide what to do. He followed me and already knows that I'm with another man, right? Yes, that's right. The affair trip has been exposed, and Gage has been feeling anxious, suspecting that you were cheating all along. No way! I think he's convinced of your infidelity. Please, find a way. Explain it to him well from your side. Maybe it's better to give up at this point. Don't abandon me. Please, find a way for me to still marry him. I need your help. Some days later. Listen to me for a moment. What's wrong? Did something happen? My engagement with Gage has been called off. Oh, I see. That's unfortunate. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm really at a loss about what comes next. Calm down. I can't calm down. That's true. If the engagement has been called off, there's no way we can stay calm. What should I do from now on? Did he break off the engagement because of your infidelity? Yes. And not only that, since we can't get married, I can no longer live in the luxury apartment we were supposed to live in together. That's too bad, wasn't it? We were so close to getting married. It's truly unfortunate. I told our parents about the engagement being called off the other day. So you've already told them? Yes, Gage explained the reasons for breaking off the engagement to our parents. And then, what did they say? They kicked me out of the house. I was forced to leave our family home. Is that so? Moreover, I received a severe scolding from our parents. Oh my, that's truly unfortunate. But considering you cheated and got into this situation, it's unavoidable, isn't it? What's with your attitude since earlier? Why are you suddenly angry at me? The way you said that's unfortunate is really infuriating. Well, I genuinely thought that it was unfortunate. I'm expressing my true feelings, you know. In the first place, this happened because you didn't treat me well, and your husband went and told Gage about my infidelity, right? Hold on a moment. Are you trying to blame us for the broken engagement? But it's true, isn't it? No, it's not. If your husband hadn't gone and told him, none of this would have happened. Even if he hadn't told him, I think the engagement would have been called off. What kind of statement is that? I can't believe it. The reason for your broken engagement is not our fault. If your husband hadn't told him, this wouldn't have happened. That's not true. It's because of your actions. Please don't blame us for it. Are you saying it's because of my actions? Yes. That's not true. If your husband hadn't told him, this wouldn't have happened. Since you caused this, you better take care of me from now on. The cause lies in what you've done. And what do you mean by me taking care of you? Before my husband told Gage, he was already suspicious of your infidelity and had been following you. It's because you went on a trip with another man before getting married, right? If I had married Gage, I would have lived in a luxury apartment, and he would have provided our living expenses too. Just because of that, why should we be the ones to support you? Since this happened, you should take responsibility for it. Will you provide for me to live in the apartment and have enough income to sustain my life? What are you saying? Do you even realize what you've done? There is no way we would provide for you. Work and support yourself financially. Anyway, since it has come to this, I won't be satisfied unless he takes responsibility. The reason the engagement was called off is because of your actions. That's not true. Since you don't seem to realize it yourself, let me explain why it turned out this way. Can you even explain it? It's all because of you guys. Of course I can explain it. Then do it quickly. The reason the engagement was called off is because you went on a trip with another man. Well, that may be true, but he didn't realize it. You're the only one who thinks he didn't realize it. That's not true. When I met him at the station that day, he had already suspected your infidelity because of your strange behavior. So, the fact is, this has nothing to do with us. And there were issues with your actions. Are you aware of that? Your dear sister is in trouble, so it wouldn't hurt for you to help out with some money this time, would it? See? That's how you change the subject when this becomes inconvenient. And what do you mean by this time? You didn't pay me for the meal, did you? So this time would be fine, right? I've put up with your selfishness almost every time, just because I didn't pay last time. How much do you think I've been paying for you? I don't know, but for the sake of my dear sister, it wouldn't hurt to help out this time too, right? I've always been paying for my dear sister's sake, but have you ever shown gratitude to me? I don't think so, right? I'm always grateful. That's a lie. It's for the sake of your dear sister, isn't it? See, that's how you think it's only natural for your older sister, me, to pay. I don't really think it's natural or anything, But in the end, you always end up paying, so I've been taking advantage of it. Even when I refuse, you keep insisting and making me pay for this and that. But you didn't pay for me the other day. Why should I have to pay for your food expenses too? You're a grown adult, so figure it out on your own, won't you? When I'm in trouble, someone always comes to help me. That's a misunderstanding, you know. Until now, I've put up with it because you're my sister, but I can't do it anymore. What do you mean you can't do it anymore? I've done so much for you, but I don't even receive gratitude, and your request has become even more excessive. I've reached my limit. From now on, I'll make sure to express my gratitude properly. You never show gratitude anyway, and you don't understand my feelings. You'll just forget about this conversation right away, won't you? That's not true. Well, why don't you try working and earning money to understand how challenging it is? I can live without working anyway. You're able to live because of Gage, right? It's because I'm the one who's been providing you with money, isn't it? Well, that's true, but you understand that such a lifestyle can't continue indefinitely, right? He called off the engagement as well. If you want to live in luxury apartments, figure it out on your own. Don't keep relying on others for your livelihood. I'm not going to give you any more money. From now on, don't depend on me and find a way to manage on your own. Even if you suddenly say that, what do you expect me to do? The other day, you took my credit card from my wallet without permission. It's absolutely unacceptable. Right now, I can only see you as a criminal. It's not that serious as you're making it out to be. I just meant it like a little prank. A prank? Even if you're my sister, stealing someone's belongings is unforgivable, and it's a crime. I didn't really mean it that way. Even though you're making me feel so terrible, you don't even say a word of apology, do you? I'm sorry. It's too late. I've put up with a lot until now, but I've reached my limit too. What you did goes beyond a lot more than a mere prank, and I only see you as a criminal. I don't want to pay for your sake anymore, and I don't want to have any contact with you. Please don't say that. I'm your sister after all. If you think of me as your sister, I want you to realize how horribly you've treated me all this time. I am not the only person who is here to support your lifestyle. Stop asking for money all the time. I never intended that, and I don't think of you that way. Anyway, I don't want any contact from now on, so don't reach out to me. I will block your messages. Don't say that! I have nothing more to say to you. I can't deal with you anymore. Goodbye. Thereafter. When I told my parents about what happened to me, they explained that my sister's personality is influenced by our grandmother. It seems that our grandmother had a similar personality and ended up being abandoned by those around her and died alone. My sister seemed to be aware of our grandmother's situation, but she thinks it doesn't concern her. They are alike in accepting convenient things and rejecting inconvenient ones, and my parents were exasperated by both of them. Afterward, she never worked on her own and sought to rely on men for her livelihood, searching for wealthy men to marry, but she ended up being deceived in a marriage scam. In the end, she ended up accumulating debt and had no choice but to engage in risky jobs. It's her own doing, but if she had listened to the opinions of those around her even a little, her life could have been happier. My newlywed life has finally settled down, and I was able to go on a honeymoon. I'm truly living in blissful days.
Hey Malcolm, sorry for contacting you suddenly. How are you? Glenn! It's been a while! I'm glad you contacted me. I'm great. Not like you. Well, I shouldn't have said that even though it was a joke. I'm sorry. Forget about what I said. Too late. That's not like you. That's fine. It makes me uncomfortable when you're too nice. Or do you have something to hide from me? Stop it. I have nothing to hide. I'm capable of caring about sick people. Oh, you've grown up, huh? How's your work? Doing okay? Aren't you too busy to even have time to sleep? Thanks for your concern. Thankfully, yes it is. I know it's not an easy job. It gives me a headache every day. There are times when I really can't sleep. I'm grateful for it though. The more busy I get, the more I enjoy it. Thanks to that, a day passes too fast for me. Huh? Good, that's my best friend. I know, right? I'm capable of anything. You wouldn't believe it because you knew me from the old days. Haha. I thought you would be like, I don't like it, and just run away, then get another job, but that's good. You seem like you're doing really good. I really can't imagine you as you were back then. You worked hard, didn't you? I'm not running away that soon. I have things I want to accomplish too. You're right. It's been your dream since you were a kid. I know that all too well. Don't talk about our childhood. It's embarrassing. I suddenly feel embarrassed. So let's stop talking about this.
What are you talking about? You even asked Santa Claus to get the job. I can't stop talking about such interesting stories.
You don't compliment me, do you? Stop it. I do. I laugh because I feel nostalgic, but I'm really complimenting you. I've been supporting you since then. Everyone else was laughing so hard, though. Oh man, this is still embarrassing. I wish I could go back in time and tell myself to ask for a baseball glove or a soccer ball. It's what children ask for, and it's cute, isn't it? And yet, I wished for something like that.
That time, back then, we believed that we could make anything happen if we wished for it with all our hearts. Yeah, maybe I want to go back too. As we grew up, that pure heart of ours went somewhere. And if you could go back to that time, would you wish for a baseball glove again?
No, I wouldn't. Haha. I would make the same wish again as I did back then. How are you, by the way?
How am I? I wish I could say good.
Hey, you're still young, and still have things to do, right? I still need your support, too. Seeing you being healthy actually becomes my biggest support, so you gotta work hard, too. Your daughter must be getting bigger. Let me see her in person, not pictures. I only met her when she was a kid, so I want to meet her face to face and reveal your past stories. You talked a lot about my past stories earlier, so it's my turn to talk about yours.
I don't think I can say yes to that.
What? What's wrong?
Malcolm.
What? You're scaring me.
Do you remember what I asked you last time?
Yes, of course. I remember that. I can't believe it.
Can I ask you now?
You are kidding, aren't you? Hey, tell me you're joking.
Please, I can only ask you.
Glenn, it's so sudden.
Please, Malcolm.
Well, okay, leave it to me. It will be fine.
Thank you.
No regrets? I'll have to make sure first.
Of course, I'm not worrying about you.
You're my best friend.
Yeah, you're the best friend I've ever had. Thank you. I'm glad I can count on you.
It's not something to be thanked. I'm still looking forward to hanging out with you. I have to expose all kinds of stories to your daughter in front of you.
Thank you. I'm grateful that I met you. Alright, please take care.
Yes, you got it. Don't worry, I'll make sure to see it through to the end.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye.
See you soon, right?
Right. See you soon. 1 week later.
I'm sorry to contact you this suddenly. Is this Angela?
Who is this? Yes, I'm Angela.
I'm Malcolm, a friend of Glenn. I know it's sudden and surprising, but please listen to me without hanging up the phone.
Glenn's friend? Well, what is it? What do you want from me?
I have something to ask you. Do you know that Glenn has been in the hospital for 6 months?
Yes, of course I do. I'm busy right now. Is this gonna take a long time?
No, it won't take long to talk. Is it true that you didn't visit him at all? I even heard that you didn't contact him.
Who told you that?
I can't say, but is it true? Please answer my question.
Yes, that's true. So what? Why did you contact me out of the blue like this? If this conversation is going to continue, I'll block you.
Do you know what Glenn is doing right now?
I don't care. I'm busy now. Can we talk later if it's not important? Bye. And if you contact me again with any more nonsense, I'll block you too.
He passed away. Are you gonna block me now after hearing what I said?
What? Why didn't you say the most important thing first? Don't call me out of the blue and say things that make no sense. It's so sudden. I can't believe what you're saying.
Glenn has gone. He passed away. You have to believe me.
You're lying.
I'm not. I have no reason to tell you a lie. He was my friend.
I guess you're right. Well, he's finally gone. You're right. I should hear it all. Thank God. Haha.
Finally, I guess I misunderstood something here. Did you just say that he is finally gone?
Yes, I did. Because he bothered me a lot. I'm so happy. I'm finally free. I've been waiting for this day.
Do you really think like that?
Yes, I do. I truly think so. It feels so good. I can celebrate tonight.
Are you kidding me?
I'm finally able to get married to someone I love. Taking care of a sick person is just exhausting. I had so many things I wanted to do. Maybe Glenn knew that too, because he never said anything when I stopped going to take care of him.
Thanks to that, I had some time for myself. But just because I'm a sick person's wife, people around me say all sorts of things. Did you go to the hospital yesterday? Are you going to take care of him today? I was tired of being asked these things by my coworkers every day. From now on, I won't have to deal with that kind of thing. And I'm getting Glenn's legacy. I can't believe such a wonderful day has come. Now my life is safe and stable. Haha, this is so good.
Angela, I can't stand you talking like that anymore. Are you telling me everything you said is your true feelings?
Yes, everything I said is true. Why lie about something like this?
I understand your feelings. I have a lot to say, but for now, I'll just keep talking. Didn't you get phone calls from your mother?
My mother? Oh, that's why my phone was so loud this morning. Yes, I got phone calls, but I couldn't answer because I was busy. I told you earlier, I'm busy. But in that case, I should have just answered the phone.
Were you busy? I thought you got so many phone calls. If you're that busy, it must be something really important for you. I'll never understand you. Or were you doing something else that you didn't want to answer the phone for?
I'm telling you I was busy. I'm busy, you know. Oh, but thank you.
For what? You want to thank me? I don't want to be thanked for something like this.
Don't say things like that. For giving me good information. Thank you, Malcolm. Bye. 2 days later.
Angela. Hey, Angela. Answer me right now.
What? You are so loud. What is this about? Glenn's funeral just finished now. I'm exhausted. Can we do this later?
You didn't tell your parents and Glenn's parents that you hadn't seen Glenn for a while?
Huh? What? Where have you been checking on me? You are creepy. I didn't talk about that. I don't have to tell them like that all the time.
I've been wondering about this for a long time. Why hadn't you seen him that long?
Well, of course, I wanted to spend more time with the person I love. I answered honestly, so don't get mad, okay?
It's not Glenn? I can't listen to this without getting angry. You're telling me so calmly, but are you telling the truth?
Of course not. Glenn was gonna die soon. Do you think that this world would be fun with someone who can't make me happy? I've said it before, but taking care of a sick husband is tiring. Taking care of him is not my job. I can't be bothered. I have things I want to do.
Can't be bothered? Glenn didn't deserve you.
Shut up. It's not your business. You're just his friend. Who the hell do you think you are? You were just his friend, and I don't want to hear from you.
You said I was? Hey, Glenn and I are still friends. It doesn't change even after Glenn's death. You have no right to talk about us. You don't understand anything about Glenn. Glenn was worrying about his daughter. What is your daughter doing right now?
Right, his daughter. I think she's doing okay. I'd like to know how she's doing too.
What do you mean?
I haven't seen her for a while.
You haven't seen her?
You don't have to worry so much. She's growing up. Without me taking care of her, you can come to see her if you want to. Will you be satisfied if you see my daughter's face?
What? Hey, the conversation has been jumping around so much that I can't follow.
Oh, don't take this wrong. I didn't mean that I didn't take care of her just because I didn't want to. Glenn wasn't able to work because he was sick. I was working hard instead. Kids cost a lot. We were all going to be done if I didn't work, right? So I asked Glenn's parents to take care of her. What do you think? So, do you understand now? Don't you think it's fair? Don't get angry.
Fair? Based on what you said so far, I don't trust you at all. You go out without your daughter, don't you? You were saying that you didn't want to take care of Glenn while he was sick, and you wanted to do other fun things.
Cut it out. Stop saying things like that. It's not true. She's my precious daughter. Please don't make assumptions based on your own imagination. Even if I do things as I please, I would never leave my daughter to hang out.
Alright, I'm sorry for doubting you. I understand that you have to work instead of Glenn, but what do you tell her, that she can't see you? Did you explain to her? Even if you can't see your daughter, you keep in touch, right?
Haha, explain? She wouldn't be able to understand yet. You're such a nitpicker.
You didn't even explain? I feel sorry for your daughter.
You are so annoying. I'm tired of you worrying about everything. It's okay. She's a good girl, so please don't worry about anything. She is smart. She doesn't ask anything selfish and has good manners. She knows how to live in this world like me. I'm glad she's not like Glenn. She loves me too. Even if we don't meet or talk, there's a bond between me and my daughter. She trusts me. So can you stop interfering any further?
A bond between a parent and a child, huh? And you betrayed her.
Can you stop saying things that don't make sense? There's nothing to worry about. Calm down, so please don't contact me again.
You are. How self centered can you be? Do you understand what it's like to be a mother?
Hey, do you still have more to say to me? Of course I do. She is another important family member who can get Glenn's legacy. Don't ask me such obvious things.
That's what you think. You're a devilish woman.
You never know. Haha. Anyway, this is not your business. Talking to you makes me irritated. Can you stop disturbing us? Is that all? I gotta go. I'm busy. And I won't be talking to you anymore, so I'm gonna block you.
Wait.
What? Do you still have something to say? I said I'm busy.
I have a message from Glenn.
What? Important talk? I don't think there's anything more important to talk about with me. I have to take care of things like the inheritance proceedings from now on. Can we do this later? Now that Glenn is gone, there's no need for me to talk to you anymore. I'm busy. How many times do I have to tell you? If you keep lecturing me, I'm really gonna block you.
It's a talk that concerns you too. It must be now. You might regret it if you don't listen to me now.
What? Are you trying to scare me? It sounds scary. Alright then, call me later. I'm going out for dinner with friends. It's a luxury restaurant I reserved a long time ago. Finally, the day has come, so I can't be late. Bye!
What on earth are you thinking, going out for dinner? Hey, Angela. Hey!
Some days later. Hey, Malcolm. Answer my call. Malcolm!
Oh, it's you. How can I help you? I'm busy. Can you call me later?
How can you help me? What's going on? Even if you're busy, I want you to talk to me.
What are you talking about? But I'm really busy. Angela, you said you were busy and hung up on me before when I was trying to tell you something important.
Stop being dumb. I checked Glenn's legacy. You already knew, didn't you? That's why you've been asking me questions. Unlike you, I had no idea what was in the will when I read it. Then, there was nothing important.
And then? So, what does that have to do with me?
Stop pretending you know nothing. You know something, don't you? Well, if you knew then, everything you did at that time makes sense. Tell me. His legacy is just saying to ask Malcolm about the details. It's just impossible you don't know anything, because Glenn wrote like this. What are you gonna do to my legacy? It's not up to you, someone who's not even in the family, to decide. Let me tell you this, you have no right to get his legacy.
You keep saying legacy. Angela, you're always only thinking about money. Is there nothing else besides money? But it's not yours anyway. You talk like you own it. You're still as selfish as ever.
What? Tell me if you know something. I have the right to know too.
Don't you think it's a bit late to contact me? If the legacy is that important to you, I think it would be better to get contacted by you earlier. Oh, I see. You're a busy person. That's why you can go to fancy restaurants with your friends without knowing anything about this.
What? I knew you knew something. Tell me now.
Okay, I'll tell you. I have Glenn's real legacy. Angela, I'm not going to give you the will.
What? What do you mean by that? That's unthinkable. Why would he even have done such a complicated thing? Show me the contents of the will right now.
I don't know. You should ask Glenn, not me. At first, I was wondering why Glenn asked me to do this troublesome thing, but now I understand. Talking to you makes me think that Glenn might have made the right decision. But you, a selfish person, wouldn't understand anything. If only you had listened to Glenn's words. Well, you can't anymore. This is what happens because you didn't communicate with Glenn right away.
I don't care about Glenn anymore. Tell me now. What are you gonna do to my legacy? You can't do anything since you're just his friend, can you?
You don't care about Glenn. You were such a bitch. Why did Glenn end up marrying a woman like you?
Enough! Talking bad about me, even at a time like this. Now it's about inheritance, not Glenn. I'm telling you to tell me now. I'll listen to all your complaints about me later, so let's talk about the inheritance now.
If you want me to tell you that bad, I'll tell you then about his legacy and your daughter.
Huh? Daughter? Why does that matter now?
Well, calm down and listen. First of all, Angela, Glenn gave up on you. Glenn knew exactly what kind of woman you were, like a devil. It was good he saw through your true nature.
What? That's not true. If Glenn had lost interest in me, I would have known right away.
You wouldn't know. What would you know about Glenn when you didn't even go to see him? The will said he is not going to give you his legacy because you didn't deserve it. Glenn must have really lost interest in you to say all that.
What? That can't be true. I'm his wife. Even if he lost any interest in me, I have the right to get his legacy. I'm still married to him. I should get one, right?
Wife? Married to him? What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? We are married. You know that. What are you talking about?
No, you are not his wife. He already filed for divorce and did all the processes with professionals. It's finalized. That's why you and Glenn are strangers to each other.
Huh? What? You're kidding me, aren't you? What's it supposed to mean? The conversation is jumping around too much. I can't understand what you're saying. You're crossing the line. We are not divorced. Where is this unrealistic talk even coming from?
Yes, you are. Glenn has already officially and professionally finalized his divorce. You and Glenn are officially divorced. This is real. So you are not his wife anymore. You have nothing to do with Glenn. You are just a stranger. You don't have the right to inherit Glenn's inheritance.
Stop it. You can't trick me like that because he didn't tell me anything. Glenn wouldn't do that. Glenn wouldn't act on such an important matter without discussing it first.
He didn't tell you. You make me laugh. You didn't reply to him. It's true that Glenn wouldn't act on an important matter without discussing it first, but he had no choice. You were avoiding him. There was no way to know his mind. That's why you didn't even realize how he felt. And it was the forever goodbye. Glenn tried to talk to you many times, but his feelings never got through, so he chose to divorce you.
No way! He didn't tell me. Even to me, his wife, divorce without telling me is not fair.
It's too late. It's already finalized. You and Glenn are officially divorced. If you had talked to Glenn properly in the first place, this never would have happened.
Oh no, why the hell is this happening?
Why? Ask yourself. You must know something, right?
What do you mean by that?
You had an affair with another guy too, right?
That is...
You agreed to fill in the form for the divorce that time.
But Glenn forgave me that time.
Yes, he did, because it was the first time. He was a kind guy. But he was a smart guy as well. Glenn was keeping the form in the drawer, just in case. Actually, Glenn couldn't forgive you.
Oh my god, he told me he threw it away.
He told you that. He was a smart guy, and because he had figured out your personality, he probably thought you would cheat again anyway. That's why Glenn had thought carefully about the future. He kept it secretly, hid it from you because you would throw it away. He even locked the drawer.
You're lying!
Right before he passed away, he called me and gave me the house key and the key to the drawer, asked me to finalize the divorce.
Oh no!
And I did what he said. I told him that it was done, and Glenn got sicker. After he finished his will, then he passed away. Glenn was thinking about the future and entrusted everything to me because he realized he wouldn't live long.
That can't be real. You made that up. You're trying to steal my legacy. I know that's what you're thinking.
It is not. Glenn hoped your personality would return to what it used to be. Instead, you only focused on yourself and left Glenn behind.
But this is not allowed that you finalize the divorce. This shouldn't be allowed. I hadn't heard anything from Glenn. I won't accept it. This is clearly illegal. I'll sue you. I am suing you.
If you want to, whatever you want. It doesn't scare me at all.
What? But I have a daughter, right? Even though I can't get his legacy, she can. She's his daughter. This is unchangeable, right?
You're right. She can get one.
There you go. Okay, if she can get one, I'll take care of mine. Later then. Oh my god. Thank God. The god is still here. I will transfer my daughter's fortune to my account right now.
What are you talking about? I said his daughter can get one. You can't have her legacy. Of course.
What? What are you talking about? Are you crazy? She is definitely his daughter, and I'm her mother. And you can't change it.
Her mother? What are you talking about? You don't have her custody.
What is that supposed to mean? My daughter is mine no matter what.
You don't have her custody. The divorce paper mentioned that you are not her mother, and the will says her custody is going to his sister.
No way! Why don't I have her custody? It's unacceptable. You're really out of your mind to do such a thing.
The person who wrote that down, the custody goes to Glenn on the divorce paper, is you, Angela.
Huh? I don't remember it. There is no way I wrote that down. You must change it. It must be that. It's definitely not me.
No, you just don't remember. The handwriting was yours. It was clear that it was you. So this is something you hope to give her custody to Glenn. You don't remember anything, do you? If you want, I can give you the copy of it. Do you want to see it? You can send it to the authenticator. It'll be more clear.
Stop! What are you? You only bother me. You just don't want to give me the inheritance.
I am not bothering you. I'm doing my best for my best friend Glenn, for his last wishes. This is his last wish. I'll do my best to see this through to the end for my best friend.
What is best friend? Why do you do this? That's disgusting. It seems like nothing more than harassment. Wait, I think I got it. Glenn paid you. Am I correct? Otherwise, you wouldn't do things this much, right? How much did he pay you?
He didn't pay me. I just wanted to respect Glenn. And this is something only I can do for him. Among his best friends. Then I'll give it my all. So I was just trying to do my best for Glenn. That's it. You don't understand my feelings at all, do you?
Only you can do? What is it? Such a beautiful friendship? Does that mean Glenn didn't have a lot of friends?
No, he has so many. There were so many friends who were mourning his death other than me. Honestly, he was a rare guy. Everybody likes him. Do you want to know why I'm doing this?
I'm not interested in it, but I need to know. For getting back at you, tell me. Why do you do so much for him? Because you hate me? Is it because he is your best friend? Or because he paid for you?
None of those are correct. I want to protect Glenn, using my power as a lawyer.
Lawyer? No way!
Why would I tell you a lie now? I had been bad at studying since I was a kid. I kept failing tests at school, so when I said I wanted to be a lawyer, everyone laughed at me. Like, no you can't. But Glenn was different. He told me, you are capable of anything. I believe in you. And he helped me so many times. He was the one who told me off when I was being lazy and didn't study at all, saying that he really believed in me. So when I became a lawyer, he was very happy for me. He was the only one that was happy with tears. At that time, I thought to myself, I wanted to be his help who believed in and supported me so much. So I would do anything, any favor for him. I don't even care if you hate me.
You're lying! This is not true. It can't be real because he never told me that he has a friend who has a lawyer.
This is not something to show off. I told him not to tell anyone. I don't think of myself as a professional yet, but Glenn wanted to boast about me to everyone. I'm not even close. I need Glenn to be a professional lawyer. To become a great lawyer, I still have to work hard from now on, but Glenn is not here anymore. I decided to do my best for my life, for Glenn. I wanted to make Glenn proud of me as a professional lawyer.
Glenn?
If you had contacted me a bit earlier, things might have been different.
What do you mean?
While you haven't contacted me, I've processed something, but you didn't reply to my messages saying you were busy.
Something? What is it?
Are you pretending you have no idea? Your new boyfriend is married? You're not thinking this conversation has nothing to do with it, are you? I've got everything. You can't lie. I'm not interested in hearing your excuses, and I already talked to your boyfriend's wife. Apparently, his wife had a hunch, and the conversation went smoothly. She will claim the compensation from you.
No way!
You treated your own husband with disrespect and stole someone else's husband. Karma came to you. The God is still here? Don't make me laugh. You don't even have the God you pray for.
That is not true.
Let me tell you something. Don't think of asking for help from your boyfriend. His wife will be claiming compensation for the affair from both of you. The amount will be unbelievable, like you can't even compare with yours. Your lover, and you will need to pay for your sins. What she said is if he won't break up with you, she will claim it more. He cried and apologized to her and promised that he will break up with you. He even confessed your address. People with the tendency to cheat will easily betray others. He would just run away, even if you ask him for help. You can rely on him if you still trust him. I wouldn't recommend it, though.
Did he betrayed me? No!
How do you feel? Do you now understand how it feels to be betrayed by someone you love? You did it. To Glenn. Besides, you have a daughter. You also betrayed your daughter. Things would be different if you were taking good care of him. You did it by yourself. You get what you pay for, you know? Don't you get it? No answer. Well, of course, try your best to run away from things you don't want to face. Run and run, then better regret it. Regret it that you didn't care about the guy who's called Glenn. Regret it that you didn't take care of the precious daughter you got with Glenn. Live your life to the full of regrets. I don't care. What are you going to face from now on? I don't think I will see you anymore. Goodbye. Thereafter, Angela tried to avoid paying the compensation and child support. No one helped her. Even though she asked her best friends or her ex-boyfriends, No one has been able to reach her for a while, but she came to ask for help at her parents' house because her savings were seized. She thought they would help her because they're her real parents, but they didn't help her at all because she had been selfish and even stole their money before. They told her that everything was her fault, and work hard and paying this money is the right thing to do. I'm relieved that Angela's parents are reliable. She finally gave up, and, working from mornings to midnights and making money, I'm working away as a lawyer, as I promised to Glenn. I visit Glenn's daughter, and visit his grave, for praying and telling him what is going on with my life.
Good job at work.
Ah, thank you. What's up?
What do you mean?
It's unusual. You going out of your way to contact me like this.
Oh, is it so surprising that I send a message of appreciation to my dear husband? Do you think I'm a cold wife? It's shocking.
I was joking.
I know. Well, I did have something to talk about, though.
What do you need? Is something wrong?
Well, it's not that. There's nothing urgent, but there's something I want to tell you.
What's going on?
Well, I'm thinking of going back to my hometown for a bit.
Your hometown? That's sudden. Is something going on?
Yes, actually, a friend of mine seems to be hospitalized.
Hospitalized? That's tough.
Yes, it is. We've been friends since middle school and high school. She's a really great person.
That must be worrying for you, too. What happened to her? Did she have an accident or something?
I don't think it was an accident. It seems like she got sick.
I see. What kind of illness is it? Being hospitalized must be serious.
I haven't been able to get all the details yet. I plan to ask her when I see her.
I see. I hope it's not a serious illness.
Yeah. She was always pushing herself too hard, so maybe that's why she got exhausted.
I'll also prepare a get-well gift for her. Take it with you and give it to her.
Thank you, but it's okay. She's the type to be reserved. It might make her feel uncomfortable by being overly considerate.
I see.
I was planning to bring a gift from me, so let's make it from both of us and give it to her.
That's a good idea. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
No, thank you for being considerate.
Please make sure to tell her to take care.
Yes, I definitely will convey that message.
All right. On the day, I'll drive you to the station. I'll also pick you up in the evening.
Oh, about that.
What's wrong?
Actually, besides visiting her, we've also decided to have a small class reunion of sorts.
A small class reunion? Just the two of you?
Yes, it's been such a long time since we last met, and we have a lot to talk about, so we decided on that. We'll stay overnight.
Huh. Stay overnight? Just for one night?
Yes.
It's good to catch up with old friends, but that friend was hospitalized, right?
Until last week, yes. Now she's resting at home.
But having a class reunion. Are you planning to have a drinking party? Or something for a visit?
I don't intend to make a big fuss like that. She just happens to enjoy drinking. I think she couldn't drink for a while because she was hospitalized.
Even though she's sick? Is it okay for her to drink alcohol?
I don't know. But I didn't ask her because she said she'd be fine with just a little.
Even so.
If it seems better for her not to drink after hearing about her condition, I will stop her. I won't push her, and we'll just have a drink while talking. Will you forgive me?
Just to confirm, the main purpose is to check on her condition, right? It's not primarily a drinking party, is it?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Don't get angry. I understand.
I'm not angry, okay?
But if you're going back to your hometown, why not stay at your parents' place? Wouldn't it be inconvenient to stay at someone's house who is just recovering from an illness?
My parents' house. Well, my brother's family also lives there, so it's a bit difficult to impose on them.
Why is that? You get along well with your brother, don't you?
Well, with my brother, yes. Besides, you know they have children, right?
Ah, I remember. They just had their second child recently, right?
That's right. They're busy with raising kids, so it feels a bit inconvenient to go there.
Indeed. Considering your situation, it might be the case.
Right. That's why I decided to stay at that friend's house. I'll make sure not to inconvenience them.
I understand. Well, then take care on your way there.
Thank you.
I'll drive you to the station when you leave. I have the day off that day. I probably won't be able to pick you up since I might still be at work when you return.
It's okay. I'll take a taxi back, so don't worry.
Got it. Well, I'll finish work in a little while.
Okay. Be careful on your way back. Next day. Great news! I managed to book the hotel you were talking about.
Hotel? What hotel are you referring to? Megan? Hello?
Huh? Didn't you mention it to me yesterday? When we go back to my hometown, you suggested using a hotel, right?
No. I didn't say anything like that.
Was that not the case? It might have been my misunderstanding.
We did talk about you staying at your family's house, though. I didn't suggest staying at a hotel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood.
No, actually, weren't you planning to stay at your friend's place? What's wrong? Did something happen? Hey, are you okay?
I'm sorry. The neighbor came over and we ended up having a long conversation at the doorstep. I got caught up in a lengthy conversation.
That must have been tough. So, about our earlier conversation.
Oh, right. I remember now. That friend of mine. She mentioned that she wants to stay at a certain hotel. I must have mixed up the discussion in my head.
So you're planning to stay at a hotel then?
Yes, that's right. I had mistakenly thought that I discussed it with you.
Despite just recovering, she seems quite energetic, your friend.
It's really surprising, isn't it? I was surprised too.
Well, then we should be even more careful not to cause too much commotion.
Yes, that's right. Well, maybe she didn't want to make a mess in her own house either.
That could be possible. By the way, which hotel are you planning to stay at?
Huh?
There aren't many hotels nearby, right? If you're specifically choosing a hotel to stay at, does that mean it's a faraway hotel?
It's a secret gathering among women, so you don't need to know.
I see. Understood. By the way, what's the name of that friend? The one who attended our wedding.
No, I don't think you know her at all. I don't think you would recognize the name if I told you.
I see. That's a shame. Which hospital was she hospitalized in? Was it a large hospital?
Well, probably.
If it's a larger hospital in that area, could it be Central Hospital? I think there aren't many hospitals where you can be hospitalized around there.
You're asking so many irrelevant questions. Stop asking about things that don't matter. Besides, I don't know much about hospitals.
Now that you mention it, you're right. Okay, I won't ask any more.
I just hope you understand. Well then, see you.
Wait a moment.
What is it?
Can I confirm one last thing?
Confirm about what?
You haven't lied to me, right?
What? Of course not.
Really? Can you swear to it?
Of course I can. I haven't lied at all. I haven't lied before either.
That's good to hear. I feel relieved after hearing that.
Was there something that made you feel uneasy?
No, not really. Just, you know.
I see. Well, then I'll contact you again.
Yeah.
Weekend. I've arrived at the local station now.
I see. I'm glad you arrived safely. Will you be able to meet up with your friend?
Yes, it'll be fine. My friend said she'll come by taxi.
Regarding the return, it's tomorrow, right?
Yes, it will be in the evening tomorrow, or maybe even at night.
Just don't be too late. It's not safe.
I know. She likes to talk a lot. If the conversation gets lively, it might delay us.
The other person is also a recovering patient, so we shouldn't push them too much, right?
Yeah, I'll be extra careful, I promise.
Please do.
I'm planning to meet up with her now and go to dinner together.
Dinner?
Yes. After that, we'll go to the hotel and spend time chatting.
So you've decided to stay at a hotel after all?
Is there something wrong?
No, not at all. So what's next?
After parting ways with her tomorrow, I'm thinking of meeting some other friends from my hometown.
I see.
I haven't been able to visit home recently, so it's a good opportunity. That's why tonight and tomorrow will be busy, and I might not be able to reply even if you message me.
I understand. Well, I hope you have a nice time catching up.
Yes, thank you. It's been a while since I let loose in my hometown.
Just make sure not to drink too much.
Yes, I know. Well, goodbye.
Good night.
Good night. 1 hour later. Victor? Hey, respond.
What's wrong? Why are you suddenly panicking?
Did you do something?
Something?
Something feels off.
Calm down. What's wrong? I haven't done anything. Tell me what happened.
I just received a call from my parents' house earlier. They haven't contacted me in a long time, and suddenly at this time?
What's so unusual about that?
But isn't it strange?
Is it really that surprising? Maybe they just wanted to get in touch. Why are you getting so worked up? Did something happen?
No. I hadn't informed my parents that I returned here. It's just that the timing seems too perfect, you know?
So, did you think I secretly informed your parents?
Well, yeah, something like that.
Honestly, I wouldn't do something like that without telling you.
You're right. I'm sorry. I was talking to an old friend, and I got a bit carried away.
Don't worry about it. But it's true that you're in your hometown, right? How about showing up and saying hello for a little while?
Why?
Why? They're your own family, right? Even if you don't want to stay over, at least meet and talk for a bit. By the way, what kind of contact did you receive from your parents?
It wasn't a big deal, really. It's just that I haven't seen them in a while, and they're saying things like, "Come visit us once in a while."
Oh well, that's just perfect, isn't it? You can just have a casual chat with them.
No, I still don't want to go to my parents' house.
Why do you dislike it that much? Don't you have a good relationship with your family? Or is there something else going on?
Well, it's more like... To be honest, I don't like my brother's wife.
Oh, I see. Well, that's news to me.
There's no way I could say it aloud. Honestly, my parents have also been helpful to us.
But your parents take care of the grandchildren, and it's a help to your brother and his wife, right?
Well, I think that's true. But she has a strong way of speaking.
I've only met her once, so I don't know her well.
That's true. She has this attitude like she's superior because she's raising her own children. She looks down on me.
Is that true? If that's the case, it's really unfair.
It's true. I really dislike the way she looks at me. That's why I don't want to get close to her.
I understand the situation. Well, if that's the case, there's nothing we can do.
I do have the desire to meet my parents, though. But the pain of meeting my sister-in-law outweighs it.
You don't have to force yourself.
I'm really glad you're an understanding person.
Me? Why all of a sudden?
Well, different people have different perspectives, you know. Some might say that since we're family, we should get along even if it's forced. Or that we should at least put on a good face on the surface. I dislike being told those things, so I didn't even talk about this matter with you.
Lack of trust, huh? It might not be considered mature to show a negative attitude when we actually meet face to face. But we're still at a stage where we haven't even met them, right? They don't even know that you've returned to your hometown.
Yes, that's true.
Even if you don't go to meet them, it won't create a negative impression, will it?
You're right.
There's no need to force yourself to meet someone you don't want to meet.
Thank you.
I'm just stating what I think. Right now, you're meeting the person you truly want to meet, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, it might be better to prioritize that. How's your friend doing? They said they were just discharged from the hospital last week, but are they doing well?
Yeah, she seems to be doing better than I expected. Her chronic condition flared up.
Chronic condition?
It seems she had to undergo some tests and hospitalization. That's why she appears to be doing well now.
I see. Well, that's a relief. Hopefully the test results won't reveal any serious illness.
Yes, really. She's saying exaggerated things like this might be her last supper.
Ha ha. If she can joke about it, she's probably not too worried at the moment. It turned into a long conversation, huh?
No. I'm the one who's sorry for suddenly reaching out.
It's fine. I'm just idle at home anyway. Regain your composure and please visit her and give your regards. Say hello to her for me.
I'll also pass on your message to her. After another hour. Hey!
What's up? What's wrong this time?
What's wrong? That's not it. I'm sure you're up to something, aren't you?
Something? I already told you, I haven't done anything.
But it's just so strange no matter how you look at it.
Aren't you overthinking again?
No, I'm not. It can't be like that.
Just calm down, please. What's making you so agitated?
I was asked about today's visit by other friends from my hometown.
Huh?
This is unbelievable.
Specifically, what were you asked?
Are you back here for a visit? And who got hospitalized? Let me know because I want to go too.
Is something wrong with that?
It's absurd. I never even mentioned the visit to that friend.
I don't know the circumstances, so I can't say anything, but...
Did you spill the beans?
Me? No way. Why would I?
I only told you about going there to visit today.
Even if you say that, I don't even know the contact information of your friends in the first place. I couldn't pass on the message even if I wanted to. So it's not me.
Well, that may be true, but...
If it got leaked, wouldn't it be someone who is currently with you? Only you, that person, and I know about today.
That's absolutely impossible.
Why? How can you be so sure and assertive about it?
Well, because she says she hasn't told anyone either.
I haven't said anything either. Are you saying you trust her more than me?
I didn't say that. I understand. It was my mistake. I misunderstood and blamed you. I'm sorry.
You seem a bit strange today. What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. Maybe it's because I've had a little too much to drink.
Are you drinking that much?
No, I'm being moderate. I'm only having a few drinks.
But you used to handle alcohol pretty well, right?
It's true that I have a high tolerance, but I think I might be feeling a bit off from it.
I see. Well, if there's nothing serious, then it's fine. By the way, it's strange.
What do you mean?
Is it a problem if someone else finds out about your visit with your friend who was hospitalized? I actually think it's a good thing that you're doing.
Oh, well.
Maybe you can even invite the friend who asked you and have a mini reunion together. If it's a hotel, it would be easier to invite people, right?
Well, that's a bit... There's an issue with that.
Issue? What kind?
That friend, she's always been clueless about social cues. She's someone I dislike.
You dislike her that much?
Yes. We were never really close friends either. She might think we're close, but I dislike her.
Well, if that's the case, there's nothing we can do.
That's why I purposely didn't invite her to this mini reunion.
If that's the case, maybe we should just smoothly brush it off.
That's right? If she feels excluded, it'll be awkward from now on.
Indeed.
I'm not doubting you, but let me have some peace of mind. You haven't told anyone about today, right?
I haven't. Let me confirm once more.
What?
You're not lying to me, right?
Of course not. I've told you before, haven't I?
Understood. I trust you.
I don't understand why you're doubting me so much, but there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you're right. You're just going for a simple visit.
Exactly.
Well, then go ahead. Don't mind me and make sure to visit your friend. Opportunities to meet up in our hometown are rare, after all.
Yes, I'll take you up on your offer and do just that. Next day. Hey, what does this mean? Answer me right now.
What's wrong? Making such a fuss in the morning.
It was all you. It's your doing.
My doing? Did something troublesome happen?
It's your stupid prank. It's trouble caused by you, right?
Stupid prank? You're saying funny things.
Huh? What's funny about it?
Well, it's not something a cheating person like you can say, right? You pulled a stupid prank, and now you're complaining?
You coward!
Is that your only excuse? And why are you so worked up? You're the one who did something bad.
But suddenly a bunch of people came rushing in.
A bunch of people? Who are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You sent them, didn't you?
No, I have no idea.
How shameless. My parents and hometown friends all came rushing in. Isn't this a dirty trick?
Huh? Oh, could it be? Did they catch you at the hotel? Like barging in while you all were being intimate? That would be awkward.
No, that's not it. That's impossible. It was right after we checked out of the hotel.
Are you trying to play innocent? I never expected you to be cheating.
Since when? Since when were you planning this trap?
Calling it a trap is harsh. From the beginning, I had a slight sense of unease.
From the beginning?
But I became certain, yes. It was when you let me know you arrived at the station.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
When you informed me that you arrived at the hometown station, I contacted your parents.
My parents? Why did you do that?
Your hometown is in the middle of nowhere, right? If something like someone being hospitalized happens in that area, it's bound to spread like wildfire.
And what does that have to do with anything?
That's why, if your friend really was hospitalized, I thought your parents would know all about it. So I asked them about it.
And how did my father and mother respond to that?
Of course, they said they didn't know. They haven't heard any stories about people being hospitalized around here recently.
Maybe my parents just didn't know about it. You're grasping at straws.
Well, I understand your perspective too. At this point, I was almost certain. But I couldn't say it was perfect yet. As you said, there were cases where your own parents were unaware.
Isn't that right? So why did you do something like this?
Next, I obtained contact information for a close friend of yours.
Huh? From whom?
Of course, I got it from your parents. When I explained the situation, they were really surprised, though.
Don't do things on your own like that.
I had no other choice. If what you said was true, then it was for the best. No, it was for the best. I wanted it to be true.
Did my parents really give you my friend's contact information?
Yes, after explaining everything, they understood.
It can also serve as evidence of your innocence. If you are innocent, that is. But why did you do such a thing? What were you trying to ask my friends? The same thing. Whether there were any recent hospitalizations in your hometown. Even if your parents overlooked it, people of the same generation in your hometown are likely connected through social media. I thought there must be someone who knows something. This is unbelievable. Going to such lengths? Besides, I told you that I hadn't told anyone about coming back to my hometown. Did you lie? At that time, I hadn't told anyone. I only asked if there had been any recent hospitalizations. Besides, do you have the right to blame me? What do you mean? I'm sure I asked you multiple times. You're not lying, right? But you were the one lying, from the very beginning. You have no right to call me a liar. Even so, to do something like this, exposing everything, it's too cruel. If I had asked your friends about the incident earlier, I would have obtained some shocking information. Can you understand how I feel? It's like being told your wife is probably going to cheat on you. That's nonsense. It could have just been someone who dislikes me making careless remarks. No, it wasn't just one or two people who told me that. Huh? I asked 5 of your friends, and they all said the same thing. They willingly shared it with me. It's surprising how much they've observed. No, that can't be true. It's impossible because I was careful not to get caught. Interestingly enough, they even told me who the person you were having an affair with is. What? It seems like everything. Everything was exposed. It seems like the only ones who didn't know were you and your affair partner. There's no way anyone would know something like that. It's pointless to argue. The person you had an affair with is your cousin, Harry, right? I even saw the photos. When I saw the photos of your secret meetings that were sent to me, I became certain. Now that all the evidence has come together perfectly, I explained everything to your parents and friends. And then your friends informed me that it was the hotel where you usually meet. Unforgivable. You were scheming behind my back, trying to trap me, weren't you? They're not even my friends. I wanted to confirm it myself, but unfortunately I couldn't go because of work. It's a bit far, you know. So you sent my parents and friends instead. That's right. I asked them for a favor. I told them that my wife and her affair partner should be at the hotel now and asked them to confirm it. It's ridiculous that they agreed to do that. You're out of your mind, too. I don't know where you are at the moment, but since you're talking to me like this, you must be hiding somewhere, right? But running away is pointless now. How about accepting your defeat? What? I won't forgive you for subjecting me to such humiliation. I won't do anything to fulfill your desires. You cheated. Since you made a mistake, you'll have to make amends accordingly. I won't do any of that. If you resist, you'll only regret it later. It's time to give up. Just say whatever you want. No matter what you say, you're the one at fault this time. Excuses won't work. Prepare yourself to atone for your sins.
30 minutes later.
Victor, I'm really sorry about what happened this time. It's all right, father-in-law. While she did make a mistake, it's not your fault. I've just caught my daughter. She was running around everywhere, but I've brought her home now. Ah, I see. No wonder I didn't receive any response from my wife. Thank you very much for your cooperation as well. I was surprised when my daughter and her cousin Harry came out of the hotel. It's unbelievable that there was even talk of infidelity, and the other person turned out to be her cousin. I'm sure you were also shocked, father-in-law. I'm also very sad. You've disappointed me with what happened with my daughter, haven't you? I'm sorry, but could you come over here? There are things we need to discuss regarding the future. Yes, you're right. Since it's come to this, we must talk about the future. We can't change what has happened. I'm sorry. I'll be waiting for you.
Don't play dumb with me.
What's wrong?
You spilled everything, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about how I dislike my brother's wife. That's not all. I have a friend who has no sense of social cues, and I've been telling them that I don't like that person too.
Oh, I might have mentioned it.
Why would you say such things? Because of that, my brother has been interrogating me.
That sounds tough.
And now my friend is questioning me about what it means to have no sense of social cues.
It's the consequences of your actions. You did something significant. It's only natural to receive this kind of punishment.
What are you talking about? I can't believe it.
Just accept it and apologize to everyone, including me. Though it's not a problem that can be resolved with a simple apology.
Thereafter,
as expected, she faced criticism and blame from various sides due to what happened. The only one who seemed to defend her was her affair partner, Harry. However, standing together in the face of blame didn't provide any real support. She came to apologize, but I expressed my desire for a divorce. However, my in-laws pleaded with me to give her some time to reform her ways. As a result, she is currently living with her parents, under their watchful eyes. There were some various issues, but I received sincere apologies from the other party's parents, so we considered it a tentative resolution. Currently, we are living separately, but we are scheduled to resume living together next month. I don't know how my wife will behave towards me in the future, but there won't be a second chance.